Hey, there we go. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good night, wherever you are, whatever you're doing. Welcome. I'm Legal Vices, and this be the channel. Sorry about the couple of late minute start. I was busy. What was I busy doing, you may ask? I was busy crafting this absolutely fucking gorgeous and awesome super strength mojito in my Johnny Depp Mega Pint Legal Vices Pimp Cup. So yeah, this is what we're doing tonight. It's summer. It is hot as hell here, humid as a mofo. It's right in the middle of the monsoon season, and nothing like an amazing mojito to keep you on, to keep you nice and refreshed and on your toes. Oh, that's good. Damn, that is good and strong. All righty, well, because we have some background noise from the video we're going to be watching tonight, I've let the dogs in the room, so shouldn't be hearing too much of their labored breathing. But if you do hear the heavy breathing and snoring, it's not me. That would be my super pigs. How are we? Today, we are done with all of the horrific shit we talked about last night, and we are up and around the ALEC Baldwin shooting case once again. We've got three people, two interrogations and one questioning to get through. And we'll be doing that for the rest of this week and the first part of next week. What do we got? We got Glasgow checking in. Hey, Glasgow, Australia. From Merca. We got Merca. Oh, wow. My microphone just modulated. I probably shouldn't shout into it. Mistress Meg says, yes, please finish eating. Oh, no, I finished eating a while ago. Let me tell you, that steak, that was the birthday steak I bought myself. If you haven't checked out my Twitter, it is thelegalvices at twitter.com, of course. I just uploaded a picture of my birthday present, one of the birthday presents I bought for myself. It was a delicious, super dry aged tomahawk steak. I packed that bitch away with some grilled onions, and I must admit, I got the meat sweats, and it's the best damn meat sweats of my life. That was a goddamn good steak. And with my steak eating out of the way, there we go. The microphone has remodulated itself. All righty. Hey, we've got the mods in the house. We got welcome mods. You are always appreciated. We love the mods. And Ireland is in the house. England. We've got Czechia, Mumbai. We always got to have Kevin from Mumbai here. We got to have our Indian contingent. More Aussies. Hey, welcome. All righty. Oh, my Beavers unit is here. Mistress Meg, always welcome. We've got the again Rosalie Ruse. Hey, welcome, Lil Binger. We've got the crew here and everyone else that I just don't have time to go through, but you know I love you all. All right. So tonight we are going to be doing the interview of Seth Kenny, who was the guy who allegedly or reportedly supplied the ammunition to the ALEC Baldwin movie Rust set. Now, before we get going on that, need to make the usual pitch and plea. If you haven't hit the like button, please hit the like button. We've been doing very, very well on the likes these days. It is all deeply, deeply appreciated from the bottom of my cold, dark heart. You guys provide the little spark of light that's in there. So please like the video if you can, if you would, please. That gets the word out to YouTube that there might be something interesting here, and they put it in their little algorithm, and it gets out to the world, and that helps the channel grow. We did the Taylor Shabusiness necrophilia, dismemberment, corpse, intercoursing video yesterday. And the first time when we went through the criminal complaint in that case, we meaning me. It's the royal we. The royal I lost about 200 subscribers. Last night, through last night and through today, we came out with about a +6. We're currently sitting at 22,061 subscribers. We're pushing for the next goal, the 22,100. We'll see how long that takes to get here. Finland, welcome from Finland. Wex from Finland, we got something coming up. When I'm on vacation, I'm going to be uploading a video that I did with one of my dear friends from Finland. He's a pipe maker. A pipe maker in Finland. We'll be uploading the video with him. Frost Pipes is his Instagram account if anybody wants to go check him out beforehand. But that's pre-recorded. It's locked and loaded and ready to be released and uploaded while I'm on vacation. So yeah, we'll be doing a Frost Pipes from Finland. Little just a chat between him and I as I break out a brand new pipe I got. We got some Floridians in the house, some Germany. We've got someone from Germany and someone from Deutschland. So, hey, welcome to both of you. All righty. So what do we need to know for background information? There's not a lot to talk about today. There's not a lot of this, background stuff. I want to keep it focused. We've got a lot to get through. It's an hour and 22-minute interview. And as you know, I talk way too much. So I want to get in and into the video as quickly as possible. So the first video we reviewed was one of the first videos I ever did on my channel was ALEC Baldwin's interrogation. Then we spent nearly an entire week on the armorer. She gave 2 interviews to the police, and one of them was very long. We went through all of that. There's some things that need to be commented on in case you didn't see those to prepare you for this interview with the police by Seth Kenny. The deal with let me think. What do you, the basics you need to know from Hannah Gutierrez-Reed, who was the armorer. What you need to know from her testimony is she did herself 0 fucking favors. She was absolutely not helpful to her own case. The main problem is she went into the first day of her interrogation, the day of the shooting, where the cinematographer died, and where the director was shot. The bullet went through the cinematographer's right armpit, out the left side of her back, and into the shoulder of the director. Meanwhile, ALEC Baldwin was going, "Oh, what the fuck? I didn't pull the trigger. I don't know what happened. Guns are magic. I don't know what happened." After Alec's useless commentary, they brought in Hannah, who was the armorer, and they had a lot of questions about her. The high points for her: she has 0 certifications to be an armorer. She has very little training. Her father is apparently one of the best in the business, but she's only done 7 films. 2 she did on her own, including the one where ALEC Baldwin blasted the cinematographer and the director. She does not even know if she has to have any qualifications to do what she did. And then it turns out it was really, really loose and carefree with regard to safety on the set. I mean, if you go back and listen to all of these videos that we reviewed, I mean, it was just so lackadaisical and nobody gave a shit what was happening on set. She was very, very loose in her safety requirements. Her training was shit. She wasn't around when she should have been. It was just kind of basically a clusterfuck from the very beginning. And then we had we had a huge portion, somewhere between a majority and all of the camera crew walking off the set the day before the shooting because they were concerned about safety and they were concerned about working conditions. And magically, hours after the film crew walks off and quits, nighttime comes and the guns were put in a safe in the prop van, but she doesn't know if the prop van was locked. She didn't care if it was locked. She assumed it was being monitored by security. And she remembers that the guy, this is New Mexico, by the way, where this happened. She remembers that the guy who was in charge of moving and securing the van was a Hispanic gentleman with brown eyes and a medium build, I believe is how she described him. No, he was a Hispanic guy with a mustache and and a medium build. That's how much she knows who was keeping track of the bullets and the guns overnight. So the morning of the shooting, she comes back and there is a mysterious box of dummy rounds. No, they weren't dummy rounds. They were blank rounds. A box of blank rounds. And the three kinds of weapons are live bullets, the ones that go pew, shoot out the lead, and kill people like a cinematographer. They have blank rounds that either go bang, pew, or puff, depending on how much gunpowder is in them, but nothing comes out of the end. It's just a noisemaker for filming purposes. Then you have dummy rounds that look like live rounds, but they have no gunpowder in them. And so they got this box of what they thought were, I stand corrected. They were a box of dummy rounds. So they looked like real bullets. She kind of shook the box. There's 50 in a box, by the way. She shakes the box and she decides that, oh, they're all dummies because she could tell by the way they rattle. She says she individually inspected every one of them. But the fact that one of those not real bullets went through the cinematographer and into the shoulder of the director kind of tells us that she did not actually individually check all of them. So this mysterious box shows up with the dummy rounds in it. It has a writing on the box that says dummy in a, depending who you ask, a font or a handwriting she wasn't familiar with. No idea where they came from. No idea where the writing was from. No idea what was in the box, but she thought they were all dummies. Loaded them into the gun, and eventually, while they were getting ready to shoot a scene, ALEC Baldwin was fucking around and flipped the hammer back, dropped the hammer, firing pin goes off, the bullet explodes, and then it launches the projectile into the cinematographer, through her and into the director. Not the greatest thing that she could do to further her career as an armorer. She's probably on a pole somewhere right this moment. I know that I've seen people say what she's doing for her job now, but I haven't been able to verify that, so I don't know. And so she seemed to be surprised that there was live ammunition in this box that was marked dummies by someone she didn't know in a handwriting or font that she didn't know, and somehow mysteriously appeared from God knows where on her backpack overnight. Why not just stick those in a gun and start letting people play with them? But since her interrogation and since the video was released of the interrogation from Seth Kenny, who supplied the ammunition, who supplied the round, the dummy rounds and the blank rounds to the set. Somewhere between there and there, Hannah, the armorer, filed a civil lawsuit against Seth Kenny and his company. On what grounds? The grounds were that she believes he negligently provided live rounds mixed in with the dummies. So she is throwing him under the bus and saying, we get this ammunition from him. He had accidentally or intentionally mixed the live rounds with the dummy rounds. We had a question. Who loaded the gun? Asks Pam Norris. Well, that's another thing. Hannah was hired as the armorer, the person who is in charge of the weapons, the guns, and the bullets on set. But she was saying that she didn't really have a contract that explained her job. She had an agreement with the mysterious Sarah, who will be our next interview. So she had Sarah was the prop manager. And she was doing a lot of stuff with props. And as the armorer who's responsible for making sure that guns don't kill people, she said she couldn't concentrate on that because she was always doing prop work and stuff like that for Sarah. But she testified, under oath, she stated that she told Sarah several times, Sarah, you go handle these guns. Sarah, you load the guns. Sarah, who didn't know how to load a gun until a few hours before the shooting happened, or a day or so before the shooting happened, when Hannah had to show Sarah how to load fucking weapons that can kill people. She was trusting Sarah to load the weapons. I believe Hannah said that she loaded Alec Baldwin. Yeah, she loaded Alec Baldwin's gun. So yeah, it's a weird thing. So what do the police do? They say, we got to get to the bottom of this. You say the ammunition was provided by this guy, Seth Kenny's company. Well, why don't we bring Seth Kenny in and talk to him? Well, that's what we're doing today. We're talking to, we, meaning the coppers, are talking to Seth Kenny. If any of you like mojitos, come to Korea and I'll make you the best fucking mojito you've ever had in your life. Oh, God, that's good. All right. Well, I suppose without further ado, let's go through the last time through the run up to our day. Please, while I'm pulling up the video, take the time to head on down there and hit the like button. That would greatly help us. We've got 85 likes at this point, so less than half of you people that are here have liked the video. There's we just lost a few. There's 168 now, so just about half of the subscribe numbers. So half of you that haven't, get your ass down there, hit the subscribe button, and then I don't have to keep talking about it. And while you're down there, if you haven't already done so, please pop on over and hit that subscribe button. We've picked up 1 subscriber since we started, and whoever you are, I love you. Male or female, I love you. If you're male, in a purely platonic sort of way, in a filial sort of way. If you're a woman, probably in a womanly way. So, there we go. And again, while we're going through this, I'm going to be paying attention to the video. I'm going to be looking over at the comments as much as I possibly can. But if there's anything you really want me to answer, or really read, or if you have something you really want to get off your shoulders and you want to make sure I see it, the super chats are the best way to do that. You're under absolutely no obligation to do anything as far as super chats, but I do gratefully accept every single donation that comes my way, and I will read whatever it is that you say or ask in your super chat. I haven't yet had to say something is too fucked up for me to read. So anything you got to get off your shoulders, anything you desperately want and or need me to answer or spread out, super chats are the best way to do that. But I will look at the comments as much as possible. John Quixotic asks, Legal Vices, do you do a happy ending? There's kind of a funny story. Funny story time. I swear to God, we'll jump right straight into the video as soon as I finish this. For my birthday present, I had a birthday party last Saturday. This was after my grifty drink-a-thon for my birthday. And then, oh wait, God, I've totally, no, Friday was the Don't Give a Fuck Friday grift-a-thon, where you guys got me way too drunk, way too quickly. I came in prepared to read 10 news stories. I remember finishing the first news story and opening the second one. God only knows how far I got on that second story. And then it was just a shit show from there on out. And then I had to wake up early and start drinking again with Nick Rekieta over at Rekieta Law. And then I had to go to a birthday party thrown by all my Russian friends. So during my 48 hours of borderline alcohol poisoning, my Russian friends gave me a huge ton of gifts, some amazing gifts. But one of the gifts was for a Thai massage just down the street on the beach. And I thought, oh, that's very nice. But there's a weird caveat on this coupon they gave me. The back of the coupon says only valid between 7 p.m. and 3 a.m. Nothing good, depending on what your definition of good is, happens after midnight. So why I have to use this Thai massage coupon between 7 p.m. and 3 a.m. is beyond me, but I guess we'll find out. So, all right. Happy endings maybe in the future. I don't know. I've got this mysterious Thai massage coupon that must be redeemed between 7 p.m. and 3 a.m. Where'd that go? Perp Direway says it's a rub and tug, but this I know this place. It's a legitimate Thai massage place. At least it is before the hours of 7 p.m. to 3 a.m. I mean, and it was a Russian girls that gave me this, so I'm thinking it's legit, but I find the timing a little suspect. But we'll find out. So, but again, it was the girls that gave me that, so I don't know. And it's an hour and a half session, so whatevs. With that out of the way, and thank you for the 3 people that just subscribed. That is deeply, deeply appreciated. Wow. Holy shit. We supered up on the likes. We're up to 134 now from 86. We've got 200 people here visiting. And with that out of the way, Catman taking antibiotic pre-med condoms. All righty. Lady boys don't like daylight. Oh dear. Okay. We'll find out. I'll report back. We'll report back what happened eventually. So, all right, let's bring this up. Enough of this shit show. Let's bring up this. Now, the first thing about this video that I found interesting is it is titled Interview with, and I haven't watched this. I have not watched this, by the way. That's my deal with these. We're all reacting together. If you have seen this video, and I know some of you have, if you've seen this video of the interview with Seth Kenny, don't spoil it for the rest of us. Let things unfold as the video unfolds. If people ask questions that you know the answer to, just tell them to shut the fuck up and watch the video. Because I don't want this spoiled for me, but I'm intrigued by the fact that it is titled Police Interview, where all the others are entitled Police Interrogation. So what's the difference? I mean, ordinarily an interview would just be, hey, you're a person that knows something. We'd like to talk to you about that and get some information from you. Whereas an interrogation begins with them saying, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to an attorney. If you cannot afford one will be provided for you, etc., etc. You get read your rights, and then they will try to talk you out of exercising each and every one of those rights. That is how an interrogation starts. An interrogation that starts with reading your rights and then having them tell you you don't really need to exercise those rights means you're fucked. They think that you are a suspect. You are being treated as a suspect. In an interview, you don't get read your rights. They want to just find out what you know. But again, buyer beware. What's the number one rule of interaction on any level for any reason? Shut the fuck up and do not talk to the police. Oh no, you're not here for an interrogation. We just want to interview you. We just have a question for you. There are many, many, many dear, sweet, kind, loving criminal souls out there whose day began with an interview and ended with an interrogation. While you're giving your friendly little interview, you say some shit. They can't use that shit against you because they didn't read you your rights. But they know you did it. Then they can read you your rights and ask you those questions again. So even if the police say you're not a suspect and you're just going to be interviewed, they just have a couple of questions for you. You have the option of shutting the fuck up. But if you think you have something valid to offer, go with a lawyer. Never, ever, 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 under any circumstances, talk to the police without a lawyer. Just don't do it. Nobody ever listens to us lawyers when we say that, but that's the number. Those are the 2 prime rules. Shut the fuck up and get a lawyer. Grant, you say you're 30 minutes late. You have not missed a goddamn thing. We're just starting the video right now. So here we go. Again, don't spoil this for those of us that haven't seen this. If you've seen it, just let all of the wondrous Seth Seth vibes flow through us. And let's begin the interview, which is a very curious choice of words. Seth Kenny is the owner of PDQ Arm and Prop, supplied prop weapons and ammunition to the production. ALEC and Hannah's, didn't read that fast enough.
Why this thing stops rattling?
Is it an old one?
Okay, well, what's going on here? Those of you that are keeping score and watching, you'll recall that the interview of ALEC Baldwin and Hannah were done with 2 officers present. The rights were being read. Neither ALEC nor Hannah had a lawyer with them the first time around. Hannah had her sort of potted plant doorstop lawyer there for the second interrogation. So this only has the 1 officer. She's all scarfed up. She's still wearing the Chuck Norris action jeans with the flared bottoms. But this is a relaxed atmosphere. No rights. They don't have the form for reading your rights. So he's not currently a suspect and not currently being interrogated as a suspect. He's still a fucking idiot for not having a lawyer with him. But, let's see how it goes. Here he is playing with the dummy rounds.
No, this is one of the 50 that I gave the show.
Okay. This is one of the 50 he gave the show. So he's saying that's one of his bullets that he gave the show, one of the 50. I wonder if he's referring to the box of 50. I have the captions on. Maybe this just doesn't have any captions. I guess I didn't have it on. Sorry, I'm dumb. This is one of the 50 that I gave the show. I wonder if that was the same box of 50 with the live rounds in. Now, remember, Hannah is suing his ass. I don't think he was being sued at the time he gave this interrogation, but I'm not sure. Here we go.
All right.
With the nickel framers.
This is the box.
What's in the box?
Yeah, those are Swanson's. JS is Joe Swanson. And that's dummies. So, I mean, that's definitely, it's not what I provided because mine was handwritten. But, I mean, in the end, again, it doesn't matter because we have to assume everything is live on all the belts and everything that somebody has slipped in rounds. You know what I mean?
Okay. Well, there you go. He is making an extraordinarily good point straight out of the gate. Even if he did accidentally mix 1 or 2 live rounds in with a box of 50 dummies, you must treat every single round as if it were a live round. You can't just take for granted that someone has done their job well. You have to assume everyone has made a mistake and that every single bullet that you have in your belt, in your bandolero, in the weapons, in the boxes are live rounds until proven otherwise. That is clearly something Hannah did not do. She rattles a box and says, "Oh, I guess those are all dummies." So, yeah, he's coming across like someone who seriously knows what he's doing and is very safety conscious, which is pretty much the exact opposite of how Hannah the Armorer came off.
Right. So here's like the side view. Some have holes, and then you have.
Yeah, so it's a disaster. So this box is not indicative of anything. This might have come from the Nick Cage movie. I might have provided this previously on the Nick Cage movie.
Okay, she also worked on this Nicolas Cage movie, Hannah the Armorer did. That was her first solo gig. So he's saying this box may have been a box that was used on that set. The box doesn't indicate anything. The box is just a box. And of course, we had Hannah testifying that there were, I mean, honest to God, she said there were bullets just chilling over there on the cart where no one should touch. She talked about having her pockets full of different rounds, a fanny pack or bum bag, depending which side of the planet you're on, she was proud that it had so many pockets so she could carry so many different kinds of rounds with her. He's saying, yeah, you should treat everything as if it's live, everything as if it's real. And this may be maybe a box that he provided for a previous film that's being used for this film by the same armorer.
It's entirely possible. I don't remember, because once it goes out of custody, though, what's what? I mean, you have no idea what it is. Yeah. So then,
God, I like this guy already. We're 2 minutes into this, about 1 minute into this actual video, and he already sounds like someone who really, really knows what he's talking about. He said, yes, once this goes out of my custody, I don't have any idea what happens to it. That's why you have to treat every single round as if it's loaded, as if it's a live, real round. Because after, I check every one of them. I see 50 dummy rounds. I give you the box. From that point, I don't know what the fuck happens to that box. It's not my problem anymore, hopefully. And whoever gets that box from me has to assume that I'm an idiot and I didn't do a good job, so they have to check it.
So here's like a close-up of just going up a little bit more.
Yeah. Now, I've got a funny, weird. I've got an eye thing. I've got keratoconus, so like the light bounces around, so I can't really quite see. Okay.
I've got an eye thing.
So we've got some punch primers in there, which again, unless they rattle, they're a problem. And it's the fact that they're all mixed up is just lack of organization.
Okay. Again, with dummies, there's two ways to tell if they're dummies. Some of them will have holes drilled into the side, so you know that they're dummies because they have a hole in the side of them. Others won't have any powder in them. They'll have a couple of BBs inside them, a couple little tiny steel balls that if you shake them, they will rattle, and thereby you will know they are. He's saying there's a bunch of the hold ones, and some of them will have. There's three kinds. The others will have the. I mean, for those of you that know, you know. Those of you that don't, on the back of a bullet is a round primer. And the firing pin strikes that prime. The firing pin strikes the primer, and it will leave a small indentation in the middle, in the middle of the end of the bullet, in the end of the cap. So what happens is some of the dummies will already have the dent where the firing pin hits. So if there's a dent in the end, if there's a hole in it, or if it rattles, those are the three ways to tell you have a dummy round. He's saying all three of these kinds are mixed up in this box, which apparently they shouldn't be. And the fact they're all mixed up together in the same box is bad lack of organization.
Right. Normally, you definitely put the punched ones and, like together.
Punched ones with the punched ones and hold ones with the hold ones.
All look to be, well, there's one nickel one right there. Right.
Jesus, they're even different colors.
And the way these pockets are open is just weird too. I saw them, but they look to me like, all right, let me go line by line. That's okay. Starline, I see the arc there, arc.
I think they all had. I don't think there's any that didn't have.
They're all Starline?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay, and while we're talking, Starlines apparently are they're the company that make just the empty brass, just the empty casing, and I guess he or someone he works with or a subcontractor will take the empty brass, fill it full of gunpowder for the blanks, or put an end on it with no gunpowder in it for the dummies. While we're here, we have the first super chat of the evening from Perp Direwitch. Thank you so much, I guess. Rub and tug fund. Enjoy yourself. Oh, Oh, God damn it. Oh, shit. That was funny. All right. Rub and Tug Fund. Open. The account is open now. Woo. All right. Back to the tip for the tip. Nice, Skull Cram. Good one.
So I thought originally so there might have been some Winchesters in there.
Not in this box.
And some of the other ones. Okay, so yeah, and these that's a sale thing. Some of his and the gun belts had that. I never do that. I never have those, and I don't think Billy Ray does either.
Okay. Yeah, so these two were on the top of the cart.
Okay.
These are suspected live.
Interesting. So they didn't shake, they didn't rattle. They look to be the same bullet. This taper looks different than this taper on these, right? So the one thing is that this is very odd to have live ammo with the Starline. Like, I don't know where you would even find this stuff, right?
Okay, so now he's saying he did not make these. He doesn't even know where you would get these Starline empty casings filled to be actual real live bullets. And the fact that he can tell all of this from looking at a picture, whereas she was rattling shit and looking at things and coming up with all these goddamn excuses and couldn't figure out if something was a live round. He's looking at a fucking picture and he's able to tell that it's a live, real round. I think we have a competent person here. I'm liking him. He seems to know what he's talking about.
Okay, so that was the tell.
Yeah.
When you asked me, and I said, no, Joe Swanson doesn't sell, he doesn't
Live.
he doesn't sell ammo. And it was something I thought about, and then it dawned on me something that happened 2 years ago. So.
Oh, what happened 2 years ago?
I wanted you to talk to the DA about trying to keep.
Or
yeah, I don't know. When I talked to him, in the back of his head, he goes, I wondered what would the chances be? And I said, well, I said, do you have any load date on it? And he says, nope. He goes, he told me what. I go, well, what powder you would have used? Trail, and he said Trail Boss and one other one. I wrote it down and then I snapped a picture of it. So then I got to thinking, well, I think I know where there is some still. And I called him up and he goes, yeah, I have a box and a half.
Okay.
So if we back it up, again, it doesn't matter. Even if you can't connect all these dots,
right.
She still didn't do her job and the AD
Ooh.
still
Which she will
screwed
do.
up.
Yeah.
Ooh, that was a shot across Hannah's bow there. Did y'all catch that? That was a shot fired across Hannah's bow. That right there is Seth Kenny throwing armorer Hannah Gutierrez-Reed right under every single wheel on the big damn bus. Holy cow.
Get up. Again, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter where this shit came from.
Even if you can't connect all these dots,
right.
She,
Hannah. Hey, Legal Mindset, what's up? Welcome. I just in case you're really bored and want to join, let me shoot you the invite here. Hang on, I'll send it on Kakao to you if you want it. Just a second. Where are you? Where is you? Here you is. All right, Legal Mindset, you have been sent the sent the link. If you want to join, please do. If not, hey, whatevs. It's up to you. I think we should have him if he's not doing anything. I know you're doing more later. So, but hey, if you want to pop in for a while, please do anytime at your leisure. He has his stream is starting in 15 minutes, but he may pop on and say hi. It's up to you. We are here and we are watching. All right, so let's go back to this. Here he is throwing her under the bus, and he's just saying she did not do her job. She didn't do things right.
Didn't do her job, and the AD still,
which she
totally
will be.
screwed up.
Yeah, I mean, at least that would answer the question of
Where did it come
where
from?
in the world.
Yeah, and bring a lot. I mean, I don't think there's anything such as closure. I mean, you know, as far as
That was the fire room.
that's the one. And that was the other thing I thought of as well, which was they never asked me for spent shells. Right? Never. There was never an instance where they said, oh, we should probably have some spent shells as well.
And there's of them.
I asked them to split out spent shells.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, spent shells are just empty shells that have already been fired or they've already been used. And that would be for, like, you know, when you have the super action films where the rounds are spewing out of the side of the automatic weapon and then they're bouncing off the floor. These would be the empty rounds that are bouncing off the floor. That's the spent shells.
In her kit and stuff.
I don't know if it was in the kit or the belts or all.
They were all over the
It might have
place.
been like in a bag. I don't.
Okay, so the reason why that is because her dad has drilled it into her, save all the shells for reloading.
Okay. All right. We're connecting some more dots here. Why did she have all these things around? Because her daddy taught her to just keep everything. They're not organized. They're not properly placed where they should be.
And there's a box. I have a box too. It's not really telling, you know, other than there's a whole bunch of coincidences. I'm like, all right, well, that connects to this connects to that.
It's
I
like
found a
Dirk
live
Gently's
round in my
Holistic
van,
Detective Agency.
which was weird, and I want to give it to you.
All things are connected.
It's not a period thing. It's the wicked hollow point from the 45 long Colt. And I was looking for my wallet. I'm like, where did I put my wallet? I couldn't find my wallet. So I started tearing through it. And on Dale's side of, you know, the news van, under a thing of motor oil, just in case, you know, you never know, right? And I look down there and I'm like, oh, there's a dummy round. And I pick it up and I look at it and I'm like, whoa, what is that?
Okay, this is interesting. He just looked down and saw there was a dummy round in his vehicle. Okay. That's interesting because this is my theory of the case so far from what I've seen. This is my conspiracy theory, completely ungrounded in any evidence whatsoever. But I think there's someone that is deliberately doing this. Like we said, hours, the day before this shooting happened, all or most of the film crew walk off the set and quit because, among other things, safety concerns. So I'm thinking the dark side of my head is thinking at least one of these people were so pissed off and so concerned about the potential for an accident on set that at some point during the night, they got this box, they replaced a few of the dummy rounds with live rounds and placed them on the set, deliberately intending for there to be an accident on set. Do I think they deliberately wanted someone to die? No. Why? Because if you have these rounds, you still shouldn't be pointing the gun at anybody. You should be pointing them general directions. So I'm thinking that whoever did, again, if assuming someone did this, if my theory is my super ultra mega conspiracy theory is correct, and someone did this intentionally, they would think that the gun would be pointing in some other direction when they pulled the trigger, and this live round would go into a wall, into a building, up in the sky, very close to someone or whatever, and people would freak the fuck out and go, whoa, there really are safety problems. However, whoever did this didn't think that Alec Baldwin would be such a fuckwit. He would be playing with this gun and pointing it at people and have it go off and kill someone and injure another person. So that's what I think. They just wanted an accident to happen with a live round and have people go, holy fuck, there really are problems. And now we have a round also show up in his truck. Someone, I just caught this scrolling by, said, what is a prop gun? A prop gun is a gun that does not work. It's a fake gun, whether it's made completely of plastic or rubber or something. It's a gun that is not a gun. It's a toy gun like you would buy your child at the local grocery store, but it would look more realistic. These were not prop guns. These were actual real live guns with fake bullets. Real guns, fake bullets. Not prop guns that don't even get fake bullets. Inner says, plot twist, it was these nuts. Okay. So let's hear him talk about okay, Danielle says that's the wrong definition of a prop gun. What is a prop gun? A prop gun is a gun that does not fire. Can be plastic, rubber, metal, whatever, but it does not fire. If you have a different definition, I'd be happy to hear it, Danielle. All right, let's get on with this. Abel Baker, no, a prop gun is any gun owned by the properties department. Okay, okay, if you want to define it that way, yes. Okay. That it's a gun used by the prop department, whether real or fake. That's I guess what Abel and Danielle are saying. Yeah. All right, we'll give it that. We'll give it that. So I get, yeah, okay. We'll let you have that definition. A prop gun is any gun being used by the prop department. No, not Tracy, not the same thing. If you define a prop gun as being any gun owned by the prop department, it could be a plastic gun, a rubber gun, a metal gun without the firing pin, or it could be a very real live functioning gun that just happens to be with a prop department. I was using the prop gun in the sense that prop gun is a non-fireable gun, and a real gun would be a real goes bang and kills people kind of gun. So, okay, those fine, whatever. Not really important, I guess, to what's going on here, because the gun is not the gun in question. It's the rounds being used.
And it's, like a self-defense whole thing. And I shake it immediately, and I was like, oh, fucking fail. Dude, don't leave live rounds in my van. Right?
Okay. So he picks up the dummy round, and he shakes it, and he finds out that there is a live round on the floor of his truck. Well, that's interesting. So libraries here is live rounds. Don't leave live rounds in my van. So there's now a mysterious live round that shows up on the floor of his van where there shouldn't be one. This supports my theory of someone trying to make a point that it was unsafe on set. Interesting.
Fail. Dude, don't leave live rounds in my van. Right? And that's what happens, the shit that happens. And so anyway, his DNA and fingerprints are going to be on that round and other stuff that I have. Now, he's not related to Hannah. He's her dad, but they're not related.
That's new. I mean, it doesn't really matter in the whole grand scheme of things, I guess, but that's new. Hannah's superstar armorer father is allegedly not her real dad. Well, that leaves, I guess, child from another marriage. But I was led to understand that armorer dad and his wife had been married for an extraordinarily long time. So to me, that means they either adopted or mama done stepped out on daddy. Robert says, what is the relevance of that? Absolutely nothing. But I just think it's an interesting fact. Just my prurient, disgusting interest finds that to be interesting. Again, whether or not Hannah's mama was stepping out on daddy and he decided to raise her as his own or some other combination, I just find it really interesting because this whole entire time we've been calling him her daughter. So if he treats her like his daughter, that's his daughter as far as I'm concerned. Kevin D'Souza, objection, relevance. I would have to sustain that objection. Oh, poor cunt. Dad shooting blanks. Ba-bum. Yeah, that's good. And we had one comment along that flagged. Wait, where's his lawyer? I just realized there's no lawyer. Yeah, this is not an interrogation. He's not been read his rights that we saw. This is just the police wanting to get information from him. But he should still respect the law of lawyerdom, which is shut the fuck up and get a lawyer, even if you're not a suspect that's been read your rights. This interview could go south very, very quickly, depending on what he says, and they could Mirandize him and treat him as a suspect instantly. So, yeah, replicas are real, just made to look like an actual firearm. Okay, all right, there you go. I will let that. I'll let that definition stand. Replicas versus props. Got it. All right, let's go with that definition.
No, he was off on a movie set, and his wife went out on him.
Whoa, score!
I
was right.
He never questioned that.
Oh my God, I was right.
That's why they have different names.
Okay, but it's not his biological kid.
Yeah, so
Mama's got a brand new bag.
It's not gonna.
Right.
It's not gonna match.
Well, yeah, I know. Yeah. So this was.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay, it may be relevant. That fact may actually be relevant. Thank you, Orange is the New Way. That's a good point. If they do a DNA test on something, and if the DNA matched, the DNA could match Hannah, but not be a close match for Daddy. Because if Mama stepped out, Hannah has 0 DNA from Daddy. So if they run that, if there is DNA on that bullet and they run the test and it was from Daddy, that's going to be a complete different DNA footprint than if it came from the daughter, not daughter. Oh, that's kind of cool. That could actually possibly be relevant in some way. And again, relevance. Well, if you come back with DNA that matches Hannah on there, if Hannah's DNA is on that round that was found, the live round that was found in his truck, you cannot argue that her father left that live round in the truck, because there would be no genetic similarities between Hannah and her father, who is not actually her biological father. That's pretty interesting. So, I mean, you can have DNA that doesn't give you an exact match, but gives you a certain number in a million, certain number in a billion, certain number in a trillion match. And like me and my son would have a decent amount of DNA in common. Hannah and her father, apparently under this scenario, have 0 DNA in common. So there you go. If that bullet comes up with Hannah DNA on it, that ain't got no daddy in Hannah. So she can't argue, well, maybe my dad left it there. How would that change the result if she fucked up her job? It wouldn't change the result of that, but it could lead to a whole new intentional act on Hannah's part. I mean, we're getting way off in the weeds here, but that is a possible interesting fact.
And this is what I was saying that we just.
Yeah, there's no. I mean, that was the only thing. I was like, well, no, Joe doesn't sell. You know, there's just no way. Like Billy Ray would have got or anything else.
That was on a belt that we had found.
That's weird. Does that say Hornady? It says 45. Have you identified it? Century? Does it say century?
As people are mentioning in the
Spain?
chat, Hannah gave a DNA
plastic
swab.
one.
That's plastic?
It's plastic.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. That's junk. They don't rattle because they're just plastic.
They're like heavy.
I don't know. Yeah, they might be cast. They might be cast. They're junk. It's I don't mind if I use my phone. Yeah. It's it's Dentex or hold on.
DNTX.
Yeah, let's see. Spain replica.
Nice.
No, Spanish. Here we go. Denix. DENIX. Yeah, they're yeah. Okay. Accepting the cookie. Yeah, they're a Spanish maker. They do a bunch of stuff, historical weapons, and yeah,
It's totally fake.
Totally fake. Yeah, there's no way it can never ever be loaded. I mean, you know, ghetto loaded, yeah, maybe. You know, let's see. And not only that, I mean, I could get you some if you wanted, because let's see, catalog here. There's Western American. Yeah, that's nothing at all. And from talking to Sarah, that's it. Get larger.
But
yeah, not anything.
okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it had like that line in the side.
Oh, it did. Yeah, like a forming or casting line or
Yeah.
something. Yeah. Yeah, I don't like them because, oh yeah, there it is. Yeah, you're right. Especially in the bullet too.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, that's not anything. That's weird. I don't remember ever seeing the indentation like that on them. Yeah, I could give you samples though. I mean, then the panic, they're not bad, but the fact that they don't rattle is unsettling. Yeah, it has to have a rattle. If it doesn't rattle, it's out. And even that, you like gotta test it.
Yeah. So that was the one. This one was the one that was.
It looks like that right there.
Yes.
So, you know, I mean the.
Like there's just so many with like the nickel type, but I mean some of them, like I said, like these ones I believe didn't have a rattle.
Mm-hmm.
I think one on the belt didn't have a rattle.
Mm-hmm.
And then,
Well, Sarah said she went through like half the box and she found, I don't know, maybe she was in a state of shock and panic, right?
Well, there's Sarah again. Sarah has entered the picture here now. Sarah, the prop master.
So, well, this is the other thing too, is his name's already going to come out because of this, right? So it's not, big deal if you load it. I mean, as a friend, you load ammo for a friend. It's not, there's no federal or state or local violation, so it's not that big a deal.
right.
So, okay, big deal. He doesn't care. He's just like set to retire, and anyways, it's not going to make a difference to his business. I mean, he does great stuff, and he doesn't put live ammunition out on shows. Is it going to be as much as my name kind of be like, oh yeah, that's the guy? Yeah, it's like that. That's the dirty MRFer that how dare he do what he does and provide guns to movies and television shows. So, but that's the kind of, we're just in it. So it is what it is.
That's a weird thing to say.
Anything.
It will be. I mean, but a reporter asked me, she's like, and how's your reputation? I'm like, thank you. That's exactly what I need to hear. My daughter's going, great dad. So I know most people just aren't aware of like the exacting nature of reloading and live rounds too.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're talking about the weight of the type, like, there's like a million different gunpowders too?
No.
Okay, well there are. And some of them are very specific and they look completely different than other ones.
Okay.
So of the two types that Joe said he loaded 2 years ago, he goes, I would probably use Trail Boss, and the other one.
I'm kind of concerned that a police officer who's trained with firearms doesn't know there's different kinds of gunpowder. Mildly concerned about that.
Is whatever. And I don't even know. And I said, okay, I go, well, what do they look like? Knowing that some of them are rods, some are flakes, some are balls. And he goes, well, this one looks like a donut and it's gray. It has a hole in the center. Right? Yeah. So it's the burn rates and other, there's a whole bunch of things that they do. And for reloading, big deal. It's just like, well, whatever you can get your hands on at the time. If you can get a bunch of Trail Boss.
They rarely shoot guns. I know a few suspects, one in particular that had 80 rounds in him or whatever, that would beg to differ.
So it would have been loaded to, historically, it's 28 grains for period-specific weapons, which 28 grains is like a fraction, not even, it's such a small amount weight-wise, and it wouldn't have just been 28. It would have been 29.2. which 0.1 of a grain is
that is true, Abel.
So light that if you breathe on the scale,
to be careful.
It'll register more than 0.1 of a grain. If fluorescent lights, will affect the weight of the scale.
Really?
Yeah. So if you have a box and a half that went from Joe Swanson to Thale to a sheriff, and then the other stuff went to a judge, it's a pretty good chain of custody, and it's going to be, and he knows confidently that, that's the stuff I got through Thale from Joe Swanson, and he has it, and he's not ditching it, right? Because nobody's like, if Hannah, the chain of custody is Hannah, then that's a problem. Or Thale, it's, and then, and if she was shooting, I don't know if you've actually been able to get any statements.
You haven't had anyone come forward.
Really? Not even the Teamster?
Well, that has confirmed that was actually happening.
So he's saying, I'll come in and talk, but he hasn't, or?
I know that there's a couple of the camera crew members that were, but we have had from everybody that we have interviewed, we have had no one that has confirmed that there was any target shooting or anything of the sort happening.
Okay. Well, big deal. Then she did it before. It still doesn't matter. She didn't do her job. So it's like, well, we're in for.
Okay, now he's not just throwing her under the bus. Now he is driving the bus over the top of her. Now my spider senses are tingling a little bit. That again, there's no evidence to support this. Nothing is. I haven't seen anything to indicate this yet, but he seems to be trying a little too hard at this point to point the finger away from himself and onto her. Oh, Lena S. Perfect timing while we're here on a break. Thank you, Lena S., for the donation. It is deeply, deeply appreciated. Isn't he over-explaining and bringing names? Yeah, that's exactly what I was just saying. He seems to sort of kind of be trying really, really, really hard to deflect things from him. I mean, he's very knowledgeable, but it is, as the old saying goes, it is possible to be too smart by half. Well, let's see where we go with this.
Per pound on this whole thing.
Got the dogs breathing back here.
There you go. August starts here. Sunday, August 15th.
What are we looking at here, Chief?
Who is this from?
What do you think? Just keep reading.
David Mac 9, thank you so much. I'm not sure it's deflection, maybe just that he takes safety seriously and this pisses him off. I mean, it can be. I'm just saying this. The spider sense is a little tingly back there now.
And that one was not a reproduction. It was an original pre-1900 gun.
Okay. This is back in August.
Right.
So she was trying to shoot.
She wanted to shoot live ammo out of the guns, the TV movie guns. And I said, no effing way, obviously.
Yeah.
And then she acknowledged, but then down below, right?
Okay. Now, this is interesting as well. Again, just it's one of these things where it may lead somewhere, it may mean nothing. She has all of these really, really old pre-1900 weapons, like real, actual functioning weapons, and she wants to shoot real live bullets out of them. Sometimes that may not be a very good idea. Sometimes the gun can explode on you and whatnot, depending. He's like, there's just no way you're firing real live rounds out of these ancient weapons. But the fact she wanted to do that while on set kind of is another interesting little tidbit. We'll have to see if it goes anywhere and connects with anything.
You did see where she said, okay, fine, I'm going to shoot him out of mine now.
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah.
What does she own?
She owns a 45 Long Colt of a single action army. It's a reproduction.
But she owns it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Remember that in the interview, she said, oh, my dad gave me a something for Christmas.
Okay, so he's seen her interview. I don't like that. I don't like that he's seen her interview, because that lets him know what the police are looking for, and that gives him an opportunity to craft his story around the mistakes she made in her interview. I don't like that particular technique of letting him see the interview.
Yeah, no, she hasn't talked about a gun that she had, but she had said something about not really shooting 45.
Did you listen to the interview with her? The Western one?
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
I thought you were talking about my interview.
No.
I didn't mention that in my interview.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, all right. It wasn't the police interview. It was a different interview. I'm not liking this guy suddenly. I liked him for the first 17 minutes. Now for the last minute or so, he hasn't been my favorite person. I don't know. I'm starting to look at him a little skeptically now.
I'll send it to you.
Yeah, she had talked about not really shooting 45, and that she
bloody liar.
Only really shoots 22.
Oh my God! Just like, who are these people that have no sense of guilt over this shit? It's just...
Well, that's what we were talking about, wasn't it? That's what a lot of you in chat were mentioning, that the way she was sitting, she's like sitting on the chair with her arm back there. She's got her leg up over the chair leg. She's belching, burping during the interviews. She's just like, oh, everybody does this. Oh, she's just talking very nonchalantly about the fact that a set where she was in charge of the weapons and ammunition went so pear-shaped that it ended up costing a woman her life and injuring someone else. This was something that we were saying. She had no sense of guilt or no sense of anything other than, oh my God, this is a big inconvenience to my life. Brandon Lesko, good to see you again here. Poll in chat: 1, yell at employer; 2, attack them; 3, quit; 4, watch Legal Vices get drunk. I suggest we all do 4. Almost done with the mojito, but don't worry, we have backup booze. So yeah, he's expressing the sentiments that we're expressing, that she just didn't seem to be too concerned that under her watch, doing exactly what she was charged to prevent, someone shot another gun with a live bullet in it that went through a woman and into another guy. Grant G, enjoy your meeting. Hopefully you'll get back here soon.
Crazy.
So her dad gave her a 45.
Yeah, she says it in the interview.
That's a loving father. My father gave me a 1938 38 police special.
When was that interview done?
I believe it was from 1938. May have been early 40s. I'm not sure.
A couple of months.
Okay.
In between the Nick Cage movie and the start of the next one. Where's that? I sent it to a few people.
Ooh, Robert said, I already am. I'm making a martini and smoking a cigar. I've got the cigar. I think I'll have to do a martini tomorrow. That's a good idea.
Yeah, here it is.
Tomorrow's martini
Does
day.
she typically carry that with her everywhere?
She's got a Walter P22.
Oh, the Walter P32s are cool. And P22s are cool.
Some piece of crap.
P32 is an old
thing that she
military
bought,
can
which is
opener.
A total ghetto gun.
Oh,
Are you kidding me?
a Walter P22 is a ghetto gun? Okay.
Who's it with? I was with Peter and I forced him to listen to it like three times in a row.
Yeah. Elman left and do-si-do. Grab your partner. Swing on home.
Okay.
Get some.
Hold on, let me see.
Robert, would you like some Russian vodka? Of course, I would like some Russian vodka. And someone mentioned giving me some Swedish absinthe. Hey, definitely.
Yeah, here it is.
Oh, the other gun was a ghetto gun. Okay.
Talking about the Nick Cage movie.
Regular bullets too, so I always try to, in order to make it look more realistic, tell the actors to create a little bit of recoil with their wrist.
Well, let me understand this then, because it is one of the things that people sometimes see in the.
It goes on for an hour. But in this interview, she took. That's me.
Just have Ernst done nothing but earn respect during that. But I will say this doesn't really happen a lot, you know?
Arizona, we'll go out in the desert and I'll show you how to shoot that thing. You'll get it.
Yeah.
You know, yeah. Of them, just the care and maintenance. I mean, it's, you know, it's just the same thing as when you shoot, you know, it's got a cartridge, but it's just a lot more fun. Harry owns a cannon. Yeah, I have 2 cannon, 3 cannon actually.
That would be cool to own a cannon.
Swap rifle.
Like a big cannon?
Yeah, well, it's not that big, but it's the kind of cannon that would have been found aboard a pirate ship.
Oh, so it was a little small one, with like a 2-pound ball or something like that.
Okay, yeah, if that's what we're talking about, fuck yeah, I want to shoot a cannon. Maybe into the neighbor's house, I don't know.
Maybe into the neighbor's house?
Wow.
Take a trip down to Arizona, we'll go out in the desert and I'll show you how to shoot that thing.
You'll
get it adventure. You know, yeah, it'll power a golf ball about a mile. That's what it's for.
Okay, so I wouldn't say someone something that fires a golf ball. It would be a cannon. I would think you need at least a 2-pound ball to be considered a cannon.
That's pretty cool. All right.
Pistols,
Right here.
2 344s, and a 36 caliber, and my SWAT rifle. So,
Nice. I have a potato cannon too. I'll bring this.
Okay, so she already
Okay,
said
potato cannons are
back a little
ghetto.
further.
Potato cannons are fucking ghetto.
A package of golf balls. He says, "Here, Dad, there's some ammo for you." Do you do your own loading?
Like loading all these guns?
Yeah, I mean, you know, what
Yeah,
cartridge loading.
she doesn't do loading. So no.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I load all. Oh no, I don't load the blank.
No, I know.
I get all my stuff.
Okay,
from
she
just
doesn't
one.
load her own rounds.
Are you,
So this live round came from somewhere apparently.
No, not really. No, that never
Hannah's other passion is motorcycle. Oh, really?
She talks about her.
It's pretty cool. My buddies on this one said that they were doing the next. They already had armor for that, but they.
And he was like, he'd been a senator, he was a cowboy. His brother was a top saddle bronc rider.
My brother was a saddle bronc rider
Doing what he liked.
in the rodeo circuit, Southwest.
He had to be happy, drowned but happy.
Right?
Well, yeah,
Voices of the West.
You have not shot more black powder.
I've got a Smith & Wesson 1911 with tritium sights,
So
Mama Gill.
in there, she says,
Not here, obviously, in Korea, back
talking
in
about getting a
America.
Ruger 9 mm.
I mean, it's, you know, essentially the same thing as.
And she says that she's got a Walter, and then their dad gave her a 45 long Colt for Christmas.
Merry
And a
Christmas.
bunch of other stuff that,
Yeah, I have 2
oh,
cannons.
God, you and your cannon.
Sure.
You gotta listen to it. So I sent you the link. Yeah. So the only way I think we're gonna be able to, I don't know, I mean, depending on what comes back, if they test the live ones and the grain matches, the grain and the powder matches exactly, along with the bullet weight, then you've got something, you know, especially if these things have got, one of them, the live one's got sales prints on it or hers. I mean,
Yeah, and I don't think it's more determining because I mean anybody could have touched these at this
it's true.
point. Like
It's true.
it's not really. I don't think it's going to hold that much weight doing that kind of stuff. It's just a matter of if these, you know, do match the ones that he has, then at least you know you can track back to where they came from. If
Exactly.
not, then
Exactly. Well, then I mean, then we know when from
Tracy D,
Joe
this is a strange interrogation. This is an interview,
then
not an
we're
interrogation. He hasn't been
back.
read his rights. He's not
You're
being
not-
treated
you
as a
never
suspect
find
now.
Starline
He's just
brass
providing information.
with that specific powder, with that grain weight, is just the possibilities that they're out there.
so does he have like? And he doesn't have the composition of what?
Well, the
Interviews
powder- the powder
AK-47 is
too,
my favorite.
which
It's
should
cute.
vary. But the
AK-47
FBI, they
makes a
should be able to
distinctive
say
sound.
that comes from the same powder lot, because it's 2 years ago too. They might have changed it since then.
Mhm.
And it's like, who would have, you know, call the guys at Starline and say, who's been loading your stuff with, you know, who loads your stuff for live ammo? There's just no way. It's when you're talking about 1/10 of a grain and the powder and circumstantial, but still, it's pretty compelling.
Yeah.
You know, because
I'm like, and then the thing with
Is
those,
he
I'm like,
Jedi
you
mind
need,
tricking
like,
this
camera
police
shots of them.
officer?
yeah, I mean,
I don't.
yeah. Yeah, so those are, well, I mean, guns get used on set.
So they
Just
could.
like, yeah, like what Alec Baldwin was doing.
Rose says guns using blanks do have a
Okay,
projectile. It's
so,
just
but
that instead of a
instead,
bullet, they use
ideally,
wads of paper, plastic
she had
felt,
this
or
thing,
cotton.
you know,
They
Sarah was
used
like,
to,
what's the
but
point
because
of
Brandon
using
Lee
fresh dummy rounds if they're gonna
died,
be
not Brandon Lee, the guy
dropping the
before
hammer
him,
on 'cause then you've got a
Hexam.
dented primer,
because
and then
Hexam
it's
died.
no
They stopped
longer
using
as
those like 15
valuable
years
as a
ago.
round
Now
that's
they use the
intact.
crimped ends that
This you
don't
put in a
do
cartridge
anything.
belt, or you can show the actor loading it, or you could, you know, have him spinning the cylinder and then catching, you know, them going around. If they're punched, well, then that's just spent. But if they're punched, you know, and they have to have a rattle though too, even if they're punched,
Right.
because otherwise you might just have a, you know, a bad live round. And maybe it takes one more hit to initiate the primer. So
I guess my thing is he willing to at least let us take some of those
you can have the entire box in half.
for comparison?
Yeah.
That
If
way.
you just, yeah, if you had your boss call his boss, and you guys are happy with that, he's in Bullhead City, Arizona.
He's in Arizona.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if he
Is that
just,
where all these are? Like the, you know, where these are packaged? Is it in Arizona?
it's in Kingman, Joe Swanson's place. He's got a shop is an hour.
Kingman,
east of
Arizona
Kingman.
is a
He
great
works at his
it's a
shop,
great little
brings everything
town. I had a
back to
girlfriend
his
from
house,
Kingston,
and then
from
packages
Kingman,
it up
Arizona.
Okay.
there. But
Does he
and
work
that's
for a company, or how would we get
Joe,
hold of him?
Joe Swanson.
Also
is the
mentioned
guy.
in the song
He
"Take It
probably
Easy"
won't.
by the
He'd
Eagles.
be like, you know, he won't like want to talk to you guys. He'd be like, you know. And I don't think there's any. I mean, we could get him on the speakerphone,
Correct, Woody?
and that would probably be the way to do it. Is just to get him to talk with me on the phone with him.
Okay.
Because he'd be like,
I mean, it's more just saying like
Okay, he's trying to out cop the cop here. He's trying to lead her down the road to other people. He is definitely, most assuredly, trying to deflect any suspicion on himself. I mean, maybe he's perfectly innocent and he is trying super extra hard to make sure they don't consider him or his company as a suspect in this. MD, you are correct. It was Winslow, Arizona, not Kingman, Arizona. Why did I think that was Kingman? Yep. It was Winslow, sorry. But yeah, he's definitely trying to deflect the attention away from him and his company onto every other person involved, to the point where he's like, hey, let me call them and I'll get him to say this. I says he's talking like a police officer. He's talking more like a police officer than the police officer is talking like a police officer. And I mean, right, he's covering his ass, yeah, rightfully so. But you can try so hard to deflect attention away from you that it draws attention to you. Here, if I was his lawyer, I would be saying, let's not try to be so helpful, okay? Let's not try to be so helpful. Don't let them think that yeah. Not smart. Have the lawyer, even if it's only an interview where you haven't been read your rights.
I said, I don't foresee coming back to him. It's more just figuring out like if these, or you know.
he's not going to be able to. I mean, he just.
I think the only way that we can do that though is sending it to get
analyzed. Yeah, for sure.
Morning, BLT.
Well, find out how you want to handle the rounds that the sheriff has.
that we have.
No, that the sheriff has in Arizona. The individual sheriff, not the department, the individual that has the same rounds that would have been this or any other Starline brass with that are loaded.
What sheriff?
The sheriff guy that got them from sale. The sheriff individual.
Oh, don't drop the rounds, you dumbass. That hurts my ear.
How you want to secure those? I mean, you don't want to have to like get a warrant. I mean, what chain of custody would you be happy with in the investigation to get a hold of them?
This is weird for someone who is not a cop or a lawyer to actually use the phrase chain of custody. Normal humans don't talk like that. That's not a phrase that a normal person would even know. And even if they did know, it's not a normal phrase that the average layman would use. I'm not liking this guy, just on principle. I mean, what chain of custody is you have to prove where a piece of evidence was at every single step along the way. That's where you have chain of custody logs that you bag the evidence. You write, so and so bagged evidence at this time. Evidence was placed in evidence locker at this time. So evidence was picked up by so and so at this time. It was handed to this person at at such and such a time. This person received the evidence at this time. And then you track this chain of custody. And that's important in a criminal prosecution, because if that chain of custody is broken, if there's any amount of time where you cannot account for where that piece of evidence was, you have an argument that someone fucked with the evidence. Someone tampered with the evidence at this time where you can't show where it was and who had custody of it. So, I mean, this is not a normal phrase that a normal human being would use in a conversation. So this is throwing up, again, the spider sense is tingling a little stronger with this guy. Shade Chaser says, can we have a poll to see whether this guy's a glowy or not, whether this guy's a fed. He's not a fed, but I don't think he's a fed. I just think he knows way more than he should know. Interesting. My Beavers unit disagrees with me. You don't know if he was ex-military, a vet cop that worked prior in that world. Well, I don't, but he hasn't said here that he was military. He was an MP or something, or he was with the JAG Corps or whatever. I believe more with Kit Kat here. Thank you so much, Kitty Cat, for this. If he's not a glow stick, he probably watched too much CSI Miami or Law and Order. I'm kind of thinking that's more along the lines with it. The glow stick, glowy, those are terms that are used to identify the Fed agents, FBI, and other alphabet organizations that stir up the shit. Like if you're like just for example, the January 6th people, if anyone's saying, hey, if everyone's just like standing around minding their own business, there could be a Fed plant in there saying, hey, come on, why don't we go do this illegal activity? Come and follow me. Let's do this illegal activity. And everyone says, yeah, let's go do this illegal activity. That's a glowy, a Fed that's planted to get people to engage in illegal behavior so that they can arrest them. It's just it's like an Urban Dictionary type term. So, it's just weird. Like I said, it may be completely and perfectly innocent, but I'm just not liking the vibe from this guy now. He's trying too hard. He's using terms that in normal human conversation don't exist.
I mean, like I said, it's just, figuring out who to contact first and what they're going to let us do.
Well, just as far as he's willing to give him up. He doesn't want Hannah had a hand in this. It's like,
what did he say? He'd be willing to give him up
for something, like felony arrest for something.
What the fuck, dude? I'm not liking you suddenly a lot now.
First and what they're going to let us do.
Well, just as far as he's willing to give him up. He doesn't.
He's willing to give him up.
And what they're going to let us do.
Well, just as far as he's willing to give him up. He doesn't want Hannah had a hand in this. It's like he arrested Dale's son.
They're talking about the sheriff here, the sheriff in Arizona that apparently has some bullets that he would be willing to give up. That's just weird. The sheriff should not. whatever. Let's just keep listening to this. There's just something dodgy here. I'm suddenly really not liking this guy. I loved him at the beginning. Now, not so much. My Beavers unit, I have no idea what you're talking about, but it sounds like the chat is more interesting than I'd imagine. FYI, Walgreens doesn't ship sex toys to Texas, TMYK. I have no idea what that's referencing, but hey, thanks for the donation. I think I think that's some important information if you happen to wonder if Walgreens ships sex toys to Texas. Leanna S., thank you so much for the generous donation there. If he watched too much CSI, he'd know to make sure there's a lawyer with him. Fair point. Fair point. Thank you very much. All right, looks like we're about a third of the way through this. We're about a third of the way through this. 30 minutes into it. I'm liking this guy less and less as he talks. I may be completely wrong with what he's doing, but I guess we'll just have to see. Now I've got a question. This is just random and it has nothing to do with anything. We were talking about dismembering corpses, necrophilia, and such things last night, and cannibalism, eating people, injecting acid into brains. And we gained about 10 subscribers. Since we started this, we've lost about 8 subscribers. Am I just too boring on this subject? I assume we would have lost a shit ton yesterday and gained more today with this normal, everyday, decent conversation we're having here with Seth Kenny. So, whatever.
For something, like felony arrest for something. He's like, do bad, get in trouble. So
My Beavers unit,
thing.
what
He's
the
like,
fuck are you talking about?
Absolutely.
The sheriff.
Yep.
What's it,
Troy.
Troy what?
Troy. I think it's Troy DeFuzz Teskey, I think his last name.
There is not a cop named Troy DeFuzz. No way.
Yeah.
No way is there a cop named
So does he have them,
DeFuzz.
or does-
There's a box and a half that came
Now, for
from
those of you
Dave
that aren't
Rapp
ancient fuckers like me,
that Joe made 2 years ago.
I don't know. Do people in the States still refer to the police as the fuzz? That was like some serious late 1970s shit when I was a kid. I don't do we still call the cops the fuzz in America? I just refuse to believe there's actually a policeman named the fuzz. Well, yeah, I know Popo is used, but does anyone still use the fuzz? DePig. I'm sure his partner is William DePig. Okay, where would you use the fuzz still? I mean, that is seriously like late 1970s cop lingo. It was like pig and fuzz were the main cop terms back then. Dwayne Mansell says, I haven't heard that term in a few years. I haven't heard that term in like 40 years. All right. Speed bump on our little journey here.
Chris even still has them.
I know. Teskey.
Nice.
There you go. Haven't heard the fuzz in Starsky and Hutch. Kitty cat, I'll never leave you, Jeff. Oh, wait, that sounded really stalkerish. Hey, they're not stalkers if you want them. Oh, he's calling the fucking sheriff now. Kitty cat, you can't stalk someone who wants it.
Wait, is he sure? I think that's sheriff's department.
Hey, Seth.
Hey, buddy. You're on speaker with Alex from Santa Fe Sheriff's Department, the investigator. That
Well, I'm
don't lawyer up on me, dude.
Don't lawyer up on me. I don't like this guy at all
I'm
now.
at lunch with everybody right now.
Oh, whatever. Okay, buddy. Well, I'll talk to you later about it.
Are you
About that thing.
Okay.
Need to get that thing from you.
serious? Are you with somebody?
Yeah. I'm with somebody.
Okay.
Yeah, all right, call me later. All right, thanks. All right, bye.
Calling to fuzz about these nuts.
I'm at lunch.
With everybody, so I'm like probably the judge and somebody else in the background too.
Carrie
Even if
K,
Dale
you
was
are
there
old
and
as
his wife,
fuck.
Wouldn't matter. Troy,
Breaker
so
19.
give
This
him
here's
up.
Rubber
Yeah.
Duck. We got us a
She's not gonna
convoy rocking on through
I'm
the night.
totally
Convoy.
understand.
Oh, what a beautiful
Yeah.
sight. Convoy was a
Absolutely
goddamn
understand.
good
Yeah,
song.
I think if we could at least send
Kitty
them out
cat,
to get
points taken.
tested,
Thanks for the donation.
then at least that would solve the question of this. And
If anyone has not heard the
Blame
song
on the
Convoy, go listen to
camera
it.
crew
That's the
that-
greatest trucker song
Oh,
ever
right.
written.
Yeah, like it's everybody else's fault. Wait, what are you saying?
Well, yeah, because they have
Blake
that
says I
camera
just
crew
missed
that
some
walked
shit.
off the night before,
Mm-hmm.
so
All right. Well, all right. I'm going to go back this far, and there better be some shit here. Rubber Ducky. Oh, come on. You guys are like bringing back my childhood here. This is Rubber Ducky. Again, this was a thing like in the 70s. Trucker songs ruled the airwaves. Rubber Ducky, that was sad. God, that was like a sad trucker song. Convoy is the stick it to the man trucker song. All right.
that was
All right, Blake, let's see what shit we missed. I'll shut the fuck up here for a minute.
wasn't putting blame on the
Yeah.
camera crew that
Oh, right. Yeah, like it's everybody else's fault. Wait, what are you saying?
well, yeah, because they have that camera crew that walked off the night before,
Mm-hmm.
so we can positively say, yeah, they didn't have possession of these or plant them.
Whoa.
Somebody-
No. You're correct. I missed some shit. By the way, hit the like and subscribe button if you haven't already done so. That's by order of Rubber Ducky. BJ and the Bear. They actually had TV shows about truckers. BJ McKay and his best friend Bear. Yeah, that's some shit right there. The cop was saying the film crew walked off the night before, so they couldn't have planted it. I'm calling bullshit, cop. You're either playing dumb or you are dumb. Those are your two options. The people that walked off the set and quit because of safety concerns, that goes back to my conspiracy theory that they're the fuckers that came out at night when they knew that the van wasn't secured, the ammunition wasn't secured, nobody was watching the van, and planted the box of shells with the live rounds in them on Hannah's duffel bag overnight. That's some shit there. Blake, you are correct. I missed some shit. So either she's playing dumb or she really is dumb. The camera crew, the film crew that walked off because of safety concerns are the first motherfuckers I'd look at when there is a safety violation that happens. Tortugas Pirate, Smokey and the Bandit. Great film. Burt Reynolds.
He's offered that one up.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Nobody would ever be able to. I mean, they'd have to, right. Well, it doesn't matter. She still didn't do her job. You have to assume that people are going to plant stuff and things are going to get mixed in.
Right.
Okay.
As you
And
should, handling.
yeah. And so, and the AD is not supposed to do what he did at all. People are horrified.
Bears in the air,
with what he did.
70s
Totally
CB slang
unacceptable.
for policeman in a helicopter.
So it's like, tracking this stuff down. It's compelling. It's compelling. Yeah. And the fact that it's Starline brass, and I wasn't sure what you were asking me exactly. If you said that this is the case that shot the bullet, right, this is the one, I would have gone, well, that's really odd.
Well, and that's the thing is, really right now we can't, it's suspected until it comes to the lab. So yeah,
Right.
As far as what we say, all right, well, this is obviously the only one on top of the cart that's missing its projectile, has a hammer strike.
Mm-hmm. And then, the residue. The residue is going to be in there because Joe, when he makes dummy rounds, they're brand new cases.
Mm-hmm.
And if it were a blank, if it were even just a prime case, that would be different too. Okay, there are prime cases, but interesting, there were prime cases with the dummy rounds, right? Prime cases are used when you just need a super small effect. You can put like flour, foot powder, anything in there and put a little piece of tape on it and stick it in the gun and use it. Like I could shoot between me and you and it would be, it's a little bit close, but you get the big
A little bit close,
which is the right effect.
Mm-hmm.
So, and prime cases are good for rehearsals and stuff like that. We want to do that. Training too.
Is
right?
that different from the blank?
Yeah, because it's just the case and the primer, and there's no added gunpowder in there at all.
So it's just because of the
Just the primer. Yep, the primer goes off, right? That normally it's the primer that initiates the gunpowder going off through the flash hole in there. So, but yeah, prime cases are like just
he said
a
flash hole.
good training tool and things like that. So there were a number of prime cases that I gave to Sarah. And it'd be interested to see what color primers those have.
He's trying way too hard. And someone mentioned it before that the cops are, this police officer is just letting him talk so that he can give way too much information. That might be possible. He's just trying way too hard, which even if he's not suspicious, it makes him look suspicious. Weird. Speaking of weird, my Beavers unit, thank you so much for this donation. I think you may share the item Walgreens won't ship me. Okay. Thank you for the donation, my Beavers unit. Dwayne Mann says, I simped for Sally Fields for a couple of years. I assume that's in reference to the flying nun comment that was made earlier. Yeah, Sally Fields was hot until she was Forrest Gump's mom. Just saying.
Okay.
Right?
And it
Because
would pretty much just look like this, though.
it would look just like that.
I don't remember any of those.
They were there. Unless they got used up.
Maybe.
They might have gotten used up, or they might have been 5-in-1 PC. If it were 5-in-1 PC, it wouldn't have been that, which is better for us. I'm resolving this little nightmare, right? So if that's the case, let me look. I can, without you even going into all your stuff. Sarah, 2. Blanket ammunition, dummy round, noise. Got it right here. Oh, and I have a picture of it too. I have a picture of what I wrote down. Bummer, it does say 45 LCPC.
He wants to be a cop. That's what this is. He wants to be a cop. He wants to be a power broker in the police in the police investigation. He wants some attention. He wants the notoriety.
But chances are that they'll all have the same color primer, and hopefully that's brass instead of nickel. Right? Separate that between the two.
Yeah, I think we're definitely well over like 600 at this point.
Yeah, easily. I supplied 938. See, that's 2024, 26.
I agree with you, Meg. Now this is my current position on him. He wanted to be a cop. He's like the guy that wanted to be a cop but couldn't for some reason. Like the guy that would have been a professional football player, but his high school coach hated him.
And then that was it. Because I gave him an initial batch, and then they were shooting up. They wanted more half loads. Instead of quarters for some reason. I forgot. I don't know what the justification was, like the reasoning. If you have horses or kids, use quarter loads.
Horses or kids?
And then if you're
horses or
outside,
kids use
daytime,
quarter
use
loads?
poles.
What a quarter load is the normal amount of gunpowder. It's like 1/4 of that, 1/4 of the normal gunpowder. So you get the sound, you get a little bit of the natural recoil, but it's not loud enough, allegedly, to scare horses and children. That's weird. I've never heard anyone say that before. These are for horses and children. This guy is weird as fuck now. He started out being really, really good. Now he's being really, really weird. Leanna S says, OMG. Thank you for the donation, by the way. OMG. He also has evidence, pictures on his bloody phone. Seriously. Yeah, he has pictures of notes that he wrote. That's he's trying really, really, really hard. My Beavers unit chucking in another donation to say I'm sulking. Oh, chat, you guys are so weird. I love y'all. All right, well, I have finished my mojito, so while we're on pause here, I'm going to take the time to pour myself a delicious pour of Havana Club straight from Cuba. This is a Havana Club Selección de Maestros, a very, very high-end Cuban rum, which is so, so good. Made from delicious sugarcane. There, I've got my pour. Let's continue with the video, and y'all can get back on with watching my beaver. Oh, you've changed your name. My beaver's flash hole, and they're sulking. All right, back to the quarter loads that are made for horses and children. Wow.
And then interior is typically quarters. So typically it's like quarters and full. For some reason they were going half, which is just, who knows what the distance, distances and everything. So, all right, like, so circling back.
Oh, that's good rum. Oh, man.
And then the ballistics.
Oh,
So this would have modern, it's going to have, they're going to be able to definitively tell you that this is the round. Absolutely. Because
I put it there.
It's not going to be just have primer residue in the case. Like, oh no, it's just one of the other prime cases that went off. The rest of these all have 777 powder, which is a black powder synthetic substitute, or they're black powder, right? This is
a black powder synthetic substitute. I did not know such a thing existed.
Smokeless powder.
Technology has improved since I could actively own guns.
Identify that as the round, without a doubt, and match that to whatever's in the barrel. You know what I mean?
Right.
So,
And that's really what we have to wait for to make that call. But as far as now, evidence leads that this was it.
But it just kind of helps you guys, like, at least focus on. I mean, it's just a matter of time.
Right. Well, and then if we figure out if this was the same, if it was manufactured by
Joe,
and then, it leads us away from the camera crew.
Yeah, that's what camera crews do.
So
This guy's weird. This guy's really weird now. He is Jedi. He's not Jedi mind tricking her. He's Jedi mind fucking her. She was so good interrogating Baldwin and interrogating Hannah. She's pretty shit at interviewing him. Unless she's like a super ultra grandmaster chess player. And this is all going somewhere. And she's just going to go, gotcha, right at the end. But I doubt that. Carrie K, me too. I have a feeling that Seth has a room decorated CSI style with pictures of Hannah with pins and strings. I'm kind of getting that same vibe here. And while we're stopped, Robert, thank you so much. Vices, did you ever try a prairie oyster? They're great for hangovers. Cheers on my third orange martini. I do not know what a prairie oyster is, but out in Utah and Wyoming and Colorado, we have Rocky Mountain oysters, which are deep-fried buffalo testicles, or I should say deep-fried bison testicles. I'm assuming they're a different thing. But yeah, Rocky Mountain oysters are deep fried bison testicles. Just saying. These
Only
bison
ones that,
nuts.
That's
you know,
ridiculous.
to this point have.
Absolutely ridiculous. I know you have to eliminate it, you know, but it's silly is what it is.
But of course, everybody's going to want.
I just don't know why she just doesn't come forward and say realistically and
A prairie oyster is just an
I
egg
mean,
and some
nobody
spices.
disagree with her on the fact that working set as hell. Like, you know, it's high school all over again, but the stakes are much higher. There's just, and it sounds like that David Hall's guy was a real piece of work doing what he's doing, you know.
Well, hey, hang
you
on
know,
here.
I mean, just.
Now he said this David Hall guy is a real piece of work. I don't know if he's. I don't know much about David Hall, but he is one of the people. We have two after this guy gets done. We've got 2 more interrogations to go through. Sarah, the mysterious Sarah. I can't wait to learn more about what she's doing. But the other one is this Dave Hale guy. He's the one that we've been joking about to saying Dave's not here, man. So we'll hear from Dave Hall, and we'll see if he is in fact a quote piece of work. Okay. Yeah, see, he is okay. Rant time. He is suffering from exactly the same thing that Hannah suffered from, but in a different way. What they're both doing, both Hannah Gutierrez-Reed, the armor, and Seth Kenny here are doing, is they're not taking responsibility for anything. They're not really showing any emotion from this. For Hannah, everything was everybody else's fault. He's doing a similar thing by saying, well, this person could have done this, that person could have done this person could have done. Don't worry about what I could have done. Worry about what these other people could have done. Yeah.
She could have gotten beat down. I mean, she really could have.
She's young. I mean.
Yeah. She could have got pushed around and just been like, that's why she wasn't even there at the cart. As I understand.
I agree. That's something that I said before. She was very young at the time. She was 24. She's 25 now. Hannah, the armorer. It was her second solo feature film. She'd done 5 others, allegedly. But yeah, she did not have the presence to command respect on the set. She didn't have, she was talking about how she would say to actors like Nicolas Cage or Alec Baldwin, would you like me to train you? And they would say no. And she would go, okay. She didn't have the authority in herself. She didn't have the self-authority to go, wait a minute, I'm the fucking armorer on this set. This scene is not going off until I'm 100% convinced you know what the fuck you're doing with this weapon. So cut your shit, get off the phone, stop jerking off in the trailer, whatever you're doing. You're going to come here. You're going to practice with this weapon. You're going to sit down, shut the fuck up and listen to me until I am convinced that you can handle this weapon safely. She didn't have that in her to allow herself to exude that authority. She was young, she was weak, and she fucked up. And he's exploiting that. He's emphasizing that, which, I mean, I guess is good from his point of view, but don't go too far.
And I keep reading like read everything, but the LA Times came out and had an article that she brought the gun into David Hall's. But I had read that there was an affidavit that he picked it up off.
And he's reading he is preparing his ass for he's reading everything about this. He's scouring everything he can to make himself look better. He probably knows more about this shit than the cops do.
The prop cart.
And I don't even think that was mentioned in any affidavit.
Yeah, I mean, there's articles. It's all over the place.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't trust anything,
including you.
So,
can't trust you.
Like direct quoting what we actually put in the affidavit.
Right. Yeah. I mean, so I'm like, well, I don't know. I mean, mean, I want to help. You know. But I wish she would just come forward. She thinks she's going to get away with this, and it's like, you guys are negligent, both of you.
But I'm not negligent. Don't look at me. I'm not negligent. I didn't do this. Don't look at me. Please don't look at me. Look at everybody else, not me.
That's my thing is it, you know, if you're looking at this box and loading from this box, obviously, you know, if it came from there, I think it's pretty easy to see that the difference in color. But that would kind of be a little bit of an alarm in my head.
Right. So, well, that is making sense. So if we assume, okay, that's the one that went bang, then there's another one over here.
My beaver's flash. Well, maybe he did it. That would be it. You know, he doesn't like her. He's got a grudge against her.
Yeah,
he thinks she's not ready, so he does this to prove her.
Like looking at it, the fact that, I mean, is that another nickel one right there? Were there two?
I think it was just, no, I think it was just that one, and then this one.
Okay. So, and then suspected non-rattling rounds found in other locations as well, like her kit and stuff. Oh yeah, that's that one.
Yeah.
Okay. So non-rattling rounds were found elsewhere.
Right.
Okay.
But like I said, now knowing like this one obviously didn't rattle,
right.
So I'll figure out what that is.
The Denix
so
one.
It could be.
And then the only way that this happens is if you're commingling your leather and you go out and you shoot and you. I mean, okay, if you weren't into 45 long Colt, would you have your own holster and leather thing that you did?
What?
Would you practice drawing if you weren't into it? Would there be videos of that? You didn't find any.
Dude is dirty. I'm convinced he's dirty now. Now I am convinced he has some level of dirt on him. He's just being fucking weird now. I don't know what it is, but I do not like him. I have a distinct anti-him vibe. I don't like it. I don't like it. Robert, $5. Thank you so much, sir. This guy has dug himself a sully pit and is about to go swimming. She just has to keep letting him talk. I don't know if she's that smart. She might be outwitting me, but I don't think she's that smart. I think he's Jedi mind fucking her. He's an odd duck, and I don't like him anymore. Again, I liked him for the first 17 minutes where he seemed like a normal, responsible guy who was upset and just willing to tell them what he knew. He's gone into full CSI mode here. Yeah, I'm not liking him. Kitty Cat, thanks. And by the way, you have a very, very beautiful dog. Kitty Cat has a pretty dog. Easiest way to trap a narcissist is to let them talk and dig their own graves. DOA says he said interesting 50 times. Yeah, right? Again, Lotus Bloom is also, he obviously hates Hannah. I don't know why he hates Hannah. Does he hate Hannah because she was a lazy fuck that acted completely negligent and got someone killed on set? Or did he hate Hannah or resent her for some other reason before this? I mean, that would be a great question for the cop. That would be a great question for the cop to ask. Why are you so interested in this? Why are you so interested in getting her? What is your beef with her? That would be a question I would be asking at this point. He's looking bad.
Or drawing?
I looked for like TikTok videos and.
Have they not gotten back to you, like the Facebooks of the world with the information?
So they don't reach out to us. We would have to reach out. Do you have any?
Yeah, the Facebook world doesn't reach out to us like you're doing, asshead. The normal people don't do what you're doing, guy.
Information.
So they don't reach out to us. We would have to reach out. Do you have any of Hannah's social media?
No, I'm not on any of it. I don't.
So and then there's the other thing is that I'm not finding her social media.
Oh, really?
Well, see, he's making it like a bad thing that she doesn't have social media. We're not finding any social media. Oh, really? That's sinister. Well, Ace Bathis says, I hate Hannah because she's an entitled jackass that got someone killed. I believe you and I sympathize and I agree with you. But why does he not like Hannah? And when did this distaste for Hannah begin?
Well, what do you have to hide? Why would you turn it off?
Oh, I don't like this guy. I really, really dislike him. Okay, so you're a young girl who you just really fucked up and you know you fucked up and the whole world is coming after you. And you say, okay, I need to close my social media accounts so I don't get everyone dogpiling on me. And he's like, oh, if you didn't have something to hide, why would you turn your social media off? Don't like him. Don't like him.
Well, I'll tell you, there's all kinds of videos and stuff for this routine.
Yeah, I've seen like the photos and stuff.
One of
like
them, I
that.
think, is her gun.
But it's a matter, if I don't have, or if nobody knows of any of her social media platforms, Snapchat, Instagram,
Rat her out.
Facebook, TikTok.
And you're not able you're not able to get warrants for that information.
Oh, for fuck's sakes.
So I'd have to have
You douche nozzle.
her, user account.
Oh, you're kidding me. What a pain in the ass. No wonder she thinks she's going to get away with it.
Get away with it. Like, he's already like, yeah, we got to go. I'm going to help you get her. She's not going to get away with this. You got some shit you're trying to get away with too, dude. Brittany Wills asks, is that a dog I hear panting in the background? No, it's not. It's not a dog you hear panting in the background. It's two 50-pound English bulldogs you hear panting in the background. Sorry. I said, this is dog night here. The dogs are under the ground. They're on the floor here under me. And they're breathing loudly because it's hot as fuck in this room.
So, if I had something that said this is her account, or somebody that says yeah, this was her Facebook. Trust me, we've looked.
And you haven't been able to find it. Not even in the history of.
So she deletes the account.
Really?
I can't. If I can find a username, an old username, say if somebody screenshotted her URL,
Mm-hmm.
your URL is very specific to the person. The username is specific to you. But if I can't locate any of that, then it does me no good. And that's why I think I had searched for an Instagram and it was deleted. But
what a dirtbag.
With that being
said,
dude,
what a dirtbag. He's got a God.
Okay, so
damn it, the dog bumped me when I was pausing this. Where the fuck are we on this? God damn it, now I gotta find my place again. I have zero idea where we are. Hang on. Fuck me. Let me bump out of this here real quick. Go back to my stream and find out. I was just getting ready to hit pause and the dog bumped my chair and that fucked me up. Sorry about this. Give me a couple of minutes to unintercourse myself and find out roughly where we were in the grand scheme of things. Let me back up my stream here. Where are we? Give me a quick second. Facebook. Hang on. Okay, looks like we're right about there. All right. Hang on. I'm a dick. This is me pretending I know what I'm doing. We, on the grand timeline of things, put ourselves right about here, I believe. Gotta move this forward a little bit. Right around here.
If I had something that said like, this is her account, or somebody that says
All right.
like, yeah, this was her Facebook. I mean, trust me,
I'm going to let this play for a sec. I'm going to remove
Not
the dogs. Their
even,
breathing is starting to annoy
like, the
me.
history
Hang on.
of-
Oh, shit. That's not what I want to do. Fuck me.
Really?
I can't. If I can find a username, like an old username, like say if somebody screenshotted her like URL,
Mm-hmm.
you know, your URL is very specific to the person. The username is specific to you. But if I can't locate any of that, then it does me no good. And that's why I think I had searched for an Instagram and it was deleted. But,
What a dirtbag.
you know, with that being said,
Okay, we're back.
Here we go.
Yes, they all realize this is being recorded, Lotus Bloom.
And you can't look it up on different email addresses and stuff like that. Troy DeFuzz. Troy.
There is not a sheriff named DeFuzz. I absolutely
Okay,
refuse
back
to
on
believe
speaker.
that's a thing.
I'm serious, dude. What?
You're serious? I'm serious?
No, I'm serious. Of course. Yeah, I'm with Alex. Say hi, Alex.
hello.
This is Alex. She's with the Santa Fe
Hello,
Sheriffs. Yeah.
Oh,
And Troy, you're with Bullhead Sheriff's Department, right? Bullhead City.
Bullhead City Police.
City Police. It's not a sheriff's thing. Okay.
No.
Okay, so the box and a half of ammo.
The box.
The box and of the reloads that came. What do you
I
have?
have two boxes.
2 boxes. And
And they're full. I mean, one is taped shut, it hasn't even been opened. The other one I opened, and I don't believe I took any rounds out of it. I think it's still completely full.
But when I talked to Joe, he said he did it in bulk.
It wasn't bulk.
He just made the rounds and gave them to Thale, and that was that. Like, he would just put them in a bag or a box or something.
Well, it may have been a ammo can.
So then we boxed them up.
I don't know. Those just came. Those were given to Sal. And Sal just gave them to me because
Sal, they were given to Sal.
House for safety purposes.
But are they? And they are in the all white boxes, right?
Well, cardboard. They're cardboard boxes. Now, the ammo. I still have some blanks. In all white boxes, the small all white boxes.
Yeah. So the live rounds aren't in the all white boxes, and they're just jumbled in like a box of cardboard, like, and you can guess they're like 100 in there in each box, or what?
They come in different ways. I've seen them in a big ass army metal.
Yeah, ammo can. Yeah.
I've seen that, and then I've seen them in these cardboard boxes that are about 3 inches high, 5 inches wide.
How many rounds did you get from?
And they're just taped shut.
And that was a couple of years ago. Hold on. My daughter's calling. Hold on.
Daughter's calling.
So how many and you got them from Thale a couple of years ago?
Well, I didn't get them. I take care of his stuff. Because I have
Oh, right.
Okay, this is interesting. I'm trying to look at a little background on Seth here to find out what he did before he worked for this armament company. But then I saw this little clip, this little quote from the lawsuit that Hannah has filed against our buddy Seth here for actually being the person who is responsible for introducing the live rounds. She says the lawyer in the lawsuit says something that we've just been saying the entire time. Seth took it upon himself to essentially investigate this matter for the sheriff's office and insert him into this matter and attempt to implicate Hannah. So her lawsuit against him says exactly what we've been saying about him for the last 45 minutes or so.
Right.
So he brings me stuff and say, hey, hang on to this. He's not giving them to me. He's just letting me. I just watch it.
Yeah.
I guard them basically.
Right. I'm with you.
Because his house is not all that secure, so he brings them to my house.
Right.
Brings stuff, things like that.
I got you. Can I have some of them?
Well, actually, can I have some of them?
Oh, there you go. See, this is what I've been saying now in my head. Why isn't the police, why isn't Sheriff Alex here? Why isn't she the one making this call? Hi, I'm Alex so-and-so from the New Mexico Sheriff's Office. I was told that you might have something where you can help us out with our investigation here. You have some ammo that you're holding for somebody. Would you mind sending them over to us so that we can look at them as part of our investigation? Why the fuck is he doing this? Why the fuck is he making this call? Why is he doing this? And how much he wants to be a cop, how much he wants to be the center of this was so clear when he just said, can I have some of them? Can I have some of those? Like, he's conducting the fucking investigation. And that's why I liked when she said, well, how about, can I have some of them? You don't need these fucking shells. We do, you dick. Yeah, this guy is not.
Yeah.
I do not like him.
Right, I'm with you.
Because his house is not all that secure, so he brings them to my house.
Right.
Brings stuff, things like that.
I got you. Can I have some of them?
Not your question, Dick.
Well, actually, can I have some of them?
What?
They belong to Bell.
So we need a warrant to get them?
To get them.
Yeah.
Even his cop friend, Mr. D's Nuts or whatever his name was, Mr. DeFuzz, is like, what do you fucking want them for? Even his cop friend doesn't know why he's asking for these rounds. This should be interdepartment shit. The sheriff should be calling DeFuzz and saying, hey, do you mind if we get these as part of our investigation? He's like, hey, bro, why do you need these things for?
You want to take all the rounds I have?
I want a dozen of them.
Why don't you let the police decide how many rounds they need, you fuckwit?
You want it.
Yeah, give me a dozen of those rounds. Phil owes me $3,000, right? I want some of those rounds.
Well, you got to run that through by him, not through me.
He's never going to give them up, dude.
Ask him. Well, they don't belong to me.
I'm with you. All right. It's all right. It's just a 42-year-old woman that's dead.
Oh, fuck off.
Well, yeah.
So those rounds are were made of the same batch that were found amongst Hannah's shit.
And there's no way you'd be able to ever figure that out.
Yeah, you would. Yeah, you would. Put your FBI hat on, dude. If it's a certain powder and of an exact certain weight, grain, right? Yeah. And then they can analyze the powder. It was the batch that was made a couple of years ago. It's going to be different than what they're making today.
Okay, I've got a little bit of info here on this Weasel's background. Yeah, I found a place that has a little bit of background on him. Let's figure out who Seth Kenny is here right now. This is just some rando website, and I don't know if it's true or not, but it sounds reasonable. This thing here says Kenny before he owned this PDQ Arms thing. It says Seth Kenny was an entrepreneur in San Clemente more than 2 decades ago. At the time, Kenny, along with his then wife, was a co-owner of several San Clemente businesses, including a stationery store, Cheers, a gift shop, Summer House, and Del Mar Bicycle Company. So he's run a stationery store, a gift shop, a summer house, and a bicycle shop. That's his background, apparently. He was featured as a weapons consultant in Shia LaBeouf's 2015 film Man Down. He also handled prop masters for shows like AMC's The Walking Dead and Django Unchained. He has a lot of knowledge in the field. How do you get knowledge of armaments? By running a stationery store and bicycle shop. Basically, he seems to be a bullet broker. No indication of prior police or prior Fed work. He just seems to be like a guy who ran a stationery store, a bicycle shop, and shit like that. And then decided he wanted to be the cool armor guy. So he buys and sells bullets, I guess. I don't know. But this also says something very interesting, that he is the one who recommended Hannah Gutierrez-Reed for this job. And he was acting as her mentor on the set. That's interesting. If any of that is true, interesting. All right. Let's get back to the interview. That's what is reportedly known about Seth Kenny at the moment.
Well, I don't know exactly when those things were made.
A couple of years ago.
Well, how the fuck would you know that?
Well, I don't. I think I've gotten those since a couple of years. I don't think they're that old.
I swear to God, if he says or interesting one more time, I'm going to go back in time, crawl through this screen, and bitch slap him. God damn it. I just wanted to get through one of these interrogations or interviews where I liked the person that was being questioned and thought they were competent and a good person. He started out so well. Now he's a complete dickhead. Interesting. No, Seth. I just love how he's trying to be the head of the CSI department here. And the one cop is just going, dude, how about you get the bullets to me? And the cop he's talking to on the phone is like, what the fuck are you talking about, pal? What do you want this shit for? What are you talking about? Who the fuck are you for this investigation? I mean, he's getting like some serious you don't belong here vibes from the sheriff and the cop on the phone. All right. Whatevs. Well, we've got 433 people here now. While we're getting this thing back up and moving, if you haven't already hit that like button, I would deeply appreciate it if you would just click the like button. We've got 382 likes at this point. That's not bad. But we can do more because I know that all 437 of you hadn't hit the like button. And if you're here, I guess that means you like the stream. So just do me a little solid and reach down there and just click that like button. And if you're here and you're enjoying this is what we do on the channel, along with talking about a bunch of other shit. Hit that subscribe button. I'd love to have you around for a little bit longer. Please do. You're great. You're here. You like it. I like you. So, hey, let's be friends.
The ammo can might be that old.
The last time Joe did Gabe failed any rounds. It was 2 years ago.
Oh, it was? Okay.
Yep. And Joe's got a really good memory. I have to ask him what I'm forgetting.
Okay.
You're forgetting you're not a cop, you fuckwit.
But yeah, I mean, pretty much we're trying to narrow down exactly, you know, if what was used matches the composition of those, then at least we can, you know, say this is where it came from.
Oh, so you haven't proven that it came from Joe?
No, well, I mean, dude, it's really, the brass is really weird. It's, you know, it's Starline brass.
I wish I was drunk.
Nobody makes ammo out of Starline
Your super
brass.
chat did arrive.
I mean, it's just such an uncommon thing.
It's coming up right soon. All right, let's get this out of the way. I wish I was drunk before he resends it. Thank you so much. Sorry for the delay. I was getting a bit enthralled with this shit show of an investigation here. He is a bit dodgy now. I must say he is pushing it. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That, you know, he's just trying too hard to have it be all about his ass. Don't like him. This police officer, the sheriff, I guess we've decided she's a sheriff now. Sheriff, she did such a good job with the first two witnesses. She did a beautiful job interrogating Baldwin and Hannah. I don't know what's going on here. She's just being Jedi mind fucked by him.
Right? It's got a star and then an arc and then a star.
Okay.
Did he hang up on him? Oh, no.
If these rounds have that star line, if they're made out of the star line deal?
Yeah.
Well, I could look at one and tell you.
Well, no, of course. Yeah. Send it. Will you send me a picture? Because if they're not that, then there's no point. We're talking about Apple.
Why? God, I'm getting angry now. Now I'm like legit getting angry that he's running this fucking investigation. I'm starting to feel Hannah's anger and lawsuit against him for him deliberately twisting the narrative and trying to implicate her in this. I'm starting to feel I mean, Hannah's still a fuck up and she's negligent and she deserves to be charged. But this motherfucker, he has an agenda. This fucker has an agenda. He's going after her for something. He's got, I mean, I'm sensing some sort of skeleton in this guy's closet. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't know where he's going with this, but I don't like it.
And scarves.
Yeah, if they're not, then I mean that's
yeah. Yeah, we can take a pic. Huh?
Where is the star on this thing?
You'll see it. You'll see it. It's opposite. It says 45 Colt on one side, and on the opposite side, it has the star, the arc, and then the star.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. If you can take a picture, that'd be awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
I can do that.
All right. Thanks, buddy.
Sure.
All right. Bye.
See you later.
All right. Cool. Because then he's like, dude, why do you give a shit about protecting your buddy's dirtbag daughter?
What the fuck was that statement? Why do you give a fuck about protecting your buddy's dirtbag daughter? Well, how about he's a police officer and he has some rounds with him that he's not authorized to give anyone. The police didn't make a formal request, and it's just you jerking off on the phone trying to be super cop. Holy fuck. Holy crap, this guy's a douche nozzle. Kitty Cat, thank you for the donation there. Thank you for the super chat. She could have been advised to let him talk. Yeah, but it's certainly making me hate his ass. This guy wants to be Super Cop or Super Fuzz, as I believe the old movie was called back in the day. Even if this guy is perfectly legit and has some sort of righteous indignation, and now if what the article I just read said is true, and he recommended her for this job and mentored her for this job, and then suddenly he's calling her a dirtbag because she fucked up, I think that means he fucked up in his mentoring of her, and he recommended someone he knew wasn't qualified to do this job. That could come back and bite him in the ass for negligence. You knew she wasn't qualified for this, but you pushed for her to get the role. You knew she had problems, but you chose to mentor her. You were her mentor, and she still ended up killing somebody. We need to talk to you about your mentoring skills. As Jackie Joe 15 says, Hannah has sued him, yes, for she sued him alleging that he is the one that introduced the live rounds and is also accusing him of setting her up. Wow, this guy's a piece of work. Like I said, even if he's telling the truth and all of this shit he's saying is coming from a good place, if we give him 100% of the doubt, he still comes off as a dirty, creepy fuck.
Well,
I mean,
I guess
I've got the world's fastest gun that ever lived that I'm about to piss off. The guy is scary fast, even at 78.
Oh, what are you afraid he's going to shoot
He's
you,
like
you cock?
freaky fast. He could. He's the last living original combat master.
and then that's really as he said, those are the options. It's pretty much either, let's say it does look like these, and
copy. Okay, I'm gonna look right now because I wonder if she hired somebody to scrub her. Okay, so I've got a funky email. Do you have Hannah's email address?
no,
Okay, I'm doing a search.
which I think
I'm sure she's hired some PR firm, and she turns over all of her social media ID to him, and the PR firm says, you're closing everything the fuck down to scrub her. This guy is talking. This guy watches way too many goddamn movies, or he is some sort of glowy fed fuck. Scrub her? He's talked about chain of custody. Now he's hiring someone to scrub her. He's saying shit that they only say in movies and or government work. This guy's a weird fuck. This guy has now turned me way beyond off on him. Kitty Cat, $5. He's giving her more info and witnesses to follow up on. But he's trying so hard to push it on her and away from him that he's drawing my attention to him with like laser focus now. Now, ALEC Baldwin, I think, is liable. I think he should be guilty of at least involuntary manslaughter because he was the last person to hold that weapon before it went off. He did the act that resulted in the firing. Negligently, obviously. She should still be held accountable because she did not properly police her set. She did not properly manage it, maintain it, keep the safety protocols, stick to requirements that are, even common sense requirements. She wasn't paying attention. But this fuck is trying so hard to make himself look like he didn't do anything that I think he did something. I don't know what, but he is giving off serious vibes of someone who wants to draw this attention away from him for some reason. Dude has skeletons as far as I'm concerned. Well, exactly. Lady Autumn Sky says this guy, Hannah and ALEC, are all responsible in different ways. Yes, I completely agree.
you should have been in on those threads with ALEC Baldwin, right?
What threads?
With him picking up guns.
What threads? What?
Hannah was emailing ALEC about his gun choices.
No, I've never talked to Alec. I've never been in the thing. Mm-mm. No, I mean, she was trying to, why is it coming up in Spanish?
Why is it coming up in Spanish?
Yeah, buddy. Hey.
Hey, just in case you're sitting around waiting for a picture,
Right.
I'm not at home. It's gonna
Yeah,
take
go fuck yourself. I'm
an hour
not
and a
sending
half
the
maybe to
pictures.
get home.
Boring. I'm not gonna wait around the police station for you to do that though.
No, you can.
Unless they
It's
got a
not your
cocktail hour
goddamn
there.
job to walk around the police station, you ass clown. The police's job is to hang around the police station and wait for it. You asked for it. They're going to send it to you. You can forward it to her. You're not the fucking lead investigator in this case. She should be, but for some reason, she's just sitting here letting him all hang out. This is the weirdest shit I have seen in a long time. Seriously. All joking aside, this is weird. The way he's acting is so weird that it's well into the range of suspicion for me.
I wish. So I guess my thing is, so they still belong to her dad.
How long did he leave with you? I think I'm sensing an abandonment here.
Oh, fuck yourself.
I don't know. Every week he comes in and I don't know how the boxes he gave to me at some point, and I didn't think it was 2 years ago.
Peachy Keen, suspicious. I don't know what is suspicious about him, but something is setting off my spidey senses really badly.
All right, well, just in an hour and a half time, if you can just snap a picture, because otherwise it's like if it comes up like Federal or Winchester or whatever, then there's no point. But,
Well, I'll take a picture of whatever it is and then send it to you, but I'm just saying.
Right, I mean,
Or if he has any of those like these.
And that's what they are.
yeah, I got you.
So I don't want you guys waiting around for this picture.
I think you should arrest.
Shopping.
I think if you arrest Hannah, then you just you'd like
Arrest Hannah?
punch that ticket, right? Arrest his son and his daughter. That'd be awesome.
This is why it's suspicious. What the fuck? This is some guy who has exactly zero to do with the police, telling the police to arrest the armor guy's daughter, Hannah, and his son. He's saying that would be good if you would just arrest them and punch their ticket. I don't understand. I'm getting riled at this point. Where the fuck is he coming from? Where is he coming from with this stuff? What is his objective? And more importantly, why does he have this objective? I was suspecting this interview would be him going in and saying, okay, here's the rounds I supplied. Here's what I did. Here's an inventory of the 50 bullets that I provided. This is how I provided them. I gave them to her at this point. I left them here, whatever he did, and say, okay, do you have any questions for me? And I assume that the sheriff's officer here, Alex, she would ask him questions. Well, did you ever see this, or did this happen, or what is the process for doing this? That's what I was expecting when we went into this. That's not where this went at all. This is him acting as the investigator, demanding that a completely out-of-state police department turn over ammunition owned by someone who has zero to do with this case, and then says, well, why don't you just arrest his son and daughter Hannah, punch their ticket? That would be great. This is completely irresponsible of me to say because it has zero foundation in anything I've seen so far. My gut is starting to twinge that maybe he set her up. Maybe he was the motherfucker that set her up. If that's not what happened, if he didn't set her up, seems to be trying really hard to make it look that way. Again, Peachy Keen says no way. I'm saying even if it is no way and he didn't try to set her up and he didn't do this, his behavior certainly is making me think that.
No, I really don't want to do that.
I know
Yeah,
you don't.
see?
I know what was going to happen. It was my beat that she was in.
Oh, what happened?
Fuck, here I go.
What happened?
No, that's where she was.
Oh, she was in your area. Why did you? All right.
I just have news crews running around.
Okay.
And me sending you guys out there.
Comment from everybody.
Right. Yeah.
So if you have any that match that star line though, can you
Yeah. Just take a
hold on to them?
they might be mixed in there because if they're reloads too, they're going to be mixed in all the cases. Okay.
Well, one I haven't even opened. One is open and it's full.
Okay. All right. Well, let's hey.
Search through that.
Yeah. Shoot me a picture. All right. Thanks, buddy.
You remember Starline? All right.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
All right. Thanks, bud. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Hold on. Let me see.
All right, we're 2/3 of the way through this now, and this is going rapidly downhill.
Investigation.
He's upset about something that has nothing to do with the shooting.
So how did this come up to where, like, this Donnie?
Because it's really an uncommon. Starline is not out there. And it was like, wait a second. Hold on, let me think. Okay.
Alexander Ledgerwood, thank you so much. This was a long time ago. Sorry. Stallone brass is generic reloading brass. I'm assuming we're talking about the Starline brass. You're correct. Now who the fuck is he calling?
Hey, buddy. Super quick question for you. What box, that took a couple of years when you gave failed at ammo, what box did you put it in? Was it a cardboard box or was it?
No, it was in he gave me an ammo can.
Okay. Okay.
An ammo can.
All right. Let me call you back a little bit later. Okay, bye. Shit.
This is weird.
Shit. Well, she still didn't do her effing job.
She didn't do her rapping job, her effing job.
You know how many rounds you made in total?
He said about 700.
Yeah, I think.
Shit. I'm like, oh my God. Well, I mean, still Troy.
I mean, we can always get a warrant.
Yeah, you could.
It's not.
Let's let him take a picture, and
If it is.
and then.
Has he made any since then?
No.
So
Two
it's
years.
pretty-
Yeah, it's pretty. But what I think Troy is saying is that ammo kind of comes and goes,
Right.
and that's just the way that Dale is. But
Even if
I have Dale's fingerprints. I mean, all over a binder. And if Dale's fingerprints are on these live rounds,
then
you know that the film, well, somebody would have to, let's see.
but the thing is, if they've been hounded by so many people,
Yeah, you're right.
then it would just be really hard to pull
Yeah.
DNA or fingerprints if that's the case. I mean, it's not
You know,
impossible, but I mean, we have multiple.
you know, what's funny is I don't find her social media. There's just no way. She has to have said it or done something.
Yeah, I'm still looking in hopes. But if someone has their email, that email may have been used
Right, which I have, and I'll send to you.
to set up an account.
Yeah.
Sure you don't want to just become a cop?
No. You kidding? All my cop buddies are like. they're
All my
LAPD.
cop buddies. Yeah, see,
Yeah.
he wants to
And
have,
one
he
of
has
my
cop
childhood
buddies. He
friends,
wants to be a
who's
cop.
A PO, and yeah, I mean, they're all like, oh, we're done. I
I
was
hate you.
Yeah, he's got cop buddies. He has lots of
It's
cop
gonna be out
buddies
there
because he wants to
somewhere.
hang
It's-
around with the law enforcement.
unless
He
you
wants to
hired,
feel like
a
he's one of
cleaning
them.
crew to like purge all of our information off the internet. Yeah, that is weird. Looks like she's got a middle name, HMG.
Yeah.
What else was I gonna
All right, the
just
poll's
thinking?
up. Who put the live rounds on the set? Hannah,
Turned
Sarah,
out-
Seth, or Hannah's dad?
Yeah, like, oh, a disgruntled camera crew.
Shit.
They'd have to have loading equipment and everything.
Let's
It's
try that
just
again.
ridiculous.
God damn it. That's the first
Yeah,
chat.
'cause
That's the
pretty
first
much would be-
poll I've done, and I fucked it up. Let's do it
But
again.
still, it doesn't matter. They didn't have custody of the gun. She still didn't do her job, and the AD didn't do his job. It still doesn't matter. Like, we just assume, like I was saying, we just assume that.
Yeah, I mean, and unfortunately with investigations, there are times that you don't answer every question,
Right.
but we try.
Hmm.
Say
Yeah,
hmm.
that's the problem.
I want to go all Samuel Jackson. Say
Like,
one
why
more
do you feel
time,
like,
motherfucker.
just missed
Say
that
one more
That's
time.
variable in there.
But one,
Yeah.
New poll is up.
So the shot round, 2 live rounds on the cart.
possibly.
Oh, wait a minute. Well, why is that one not in this picture? You've got here, but then you've got 2 rounds over here.
This was, they're just like thrown on the cart,
On the cart.
not in the box.
May I?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
So they would need, okay, so if you were the camera crew and you wanted to, you know, send a little going away present,
Okay, that's my
you
theory.
need to get a dummy round.
Yes. That's
You'd
my
have to
theory.
punch the primer.
No, you wouldn't. You just have to
Do
put a
you-
live round in the fucking box.
Okay, so that's the question we didn't know is what the prime cases that I sent to them, if the primers were nickel or they were brass. Right? So that would be important to know.
Mhm.
Because then if you somehow gained access to those things, that would be the easiest thing to do, is to get those.
Okay, now he is explaining
You
how he would do
could
it.
Also you could get a hold of some blanks, cut them open, put the powder in there, and then use a hammer or something.
Kim
or
May says
even
this is like a
sidewalk
Scooby-Doo
and
who
jam
done
the
it.
bullet in there.
Yeah, at the end they're gonna like pull off Seth's mask and it's gonna be
You
Sarah.
got around.
I would have got away
Like
from it if it hadn't have been for you meddling
manufacturing
kids.
Even on the cheap, even on the FU cheap, like, you know, if I wanted to do that, I'd be like, oh yeah, I got this.
Yeah.
can
it'd be
figure it
okay
out.
If camera crew had the knowledge to do that.
Right. Yeah, who would, yeah.
That's the other thing with it.
All the camera crew has to do is drop a live round in there. That's all they have to do. It's not that complicated the way I see it. Don't like it. Don't like it at all.
Gunpowder around in the pocket.
Right, but chances are it's going to come back. It's going to come back as modern smokeless, not 777 or the black powder.
How do you know?
That is in those blanks.
How do you fucking know?
So
Seth Kenny has a lot of questions I want answered.
but these ones,
There's a lot of questions I want Seth Kenny to answer.
bugger. She still didn't do her job.
I think Seth
If
Kenny
there's a way,
killed Kenny. Insert CSI Miami music.
like even from the case length, bullet weights, things like that. I mean, these were loaded. There's no doubt these were loaded on a machine. Like we'd see scarring on there, on the bullets. So they were properly loaded.
Okay.
So there's no way, and there's no way to say like, oh yeah, we know she's gonna pick from this section when we've got this.
That's why there was 7 live rounds in that box, the way I understand it. You scatter it around and wait for someone to load it and wait for some accident to happen.
They said, so the box was full. I asked her, I go, so the box was full, and oh, maybe that's why those ones were just thrown on the cart, because she rattled them.
And then maybe just.
And then she was like, these aren't rattling. Set them, throw them aside. So where does she start from? So that's
So 1, 2, 3, 6.
1, 2, 3, leaving 3 spaces here, but this is crazy too.
No, I'm saying they had access to a live round already because there were reports that they were actually firing live ammo around the set. So why wouldn't they just take one of those live rounds or 7 of those live rounds and drop them in the box?
She's going to outsmart this thing, delete all her social media. You haven't seen any videos or anything, huh?
Nothing. I've found like one TikTok of her.
What is she doing?
Seth, you're not the fucking investigator.
And with like some hair flip.
My daughter giving me the bird. Nope.
And there may be other, I mean, there may have been other rounds on the top of, I think there was other rounds on the top.
He is not helping. He is making the mystery deeper than it needs to be, I believe. And that causes me suspicion. He went from being helpful to being fucking mysterious and deflective, if deflective is actually a word.
You have to listen to the interview too.
Don't tell the cops what to do.
So
I hope this cop is being, crazy like a fox. I literally hope she is a master chess player and she is just waiting to go, gotcha, at the end. I really, really, really hope that.
Or did she just send it to you like?
I took it.
Oh.
It was when Dale and she were up prepping for the Nick Cage movie.
Okay.
Quick draw TikTok.
Somewhere I'm thinking there's, I don't know, something she sent me. I haven't even read the text stream between the two of us.
Oh, bullshit. You've read everything and watched everything about it. I don't trust this fucker farther than I can throw him at this point.
No, not after she sent me the F-bomb laced text messages.
And then sued your ass.
Was that after the incident?
Before the incident.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. All
What was
right.
that about?
There we go. Oh, now, okay. Cop is redeeming herself now. Cop is now redeeming herself. I'm waiting. If she, because we're what, we've got 12 minutes left in this interview. If she's going to go for the gotcha route, this is the place to start and hammer him for the next 10 minutes. And she's just asked the question that may be the beginning of her closing this trap on this guy. If that's what she was doing. Because here he has just now admitted that he had a beef with her before the incident. So it wasn't like he hated her because of what happened. He now just stepped in his own shit by saying that, we had this big long, text exchange of FUs that I haven't read. Well, if you haven't read them, how do you know they're full of FUs? But he said we had this big, long trail of FU text back and forth. Then she asks the question, was this before or after the shooting? He said before. He has just now admitted that he did not like her and had something out for her before the incident. And then now she is asking a $1 billion question. What was that all about? Let's see if that was just an accidental good question or if she's going to go through with more, because that is the beginning of a very, very good line of questioning.
Has she reached out to you at all since this?
No, not after she sent me that.
Has she reached out to you since before, after this? No, not since she sent me this. When was that? Before. Okay, what was that about? That's where we're going.
F-bomb laced text messages.
Was that after the incident?
It's before the incident.
Oh.
Yeah.
What was that about?
$1 billion question.
She was just being an idiot.
And that's his answer. Okay, why were you beefing with her? Because she was just being an idiot. Not a good answer.
I wanted Sarah to get rid of her.
You recommended her, apparently, according to this article. You were supposed to be her mentor. And then you wanted to get rid of her. Why did you want to get rid of her? If you knew she was incompetent, why did you recommend her for the job? Okay, so now he's explaining why he had a grudge against her, why he didn't like her, why he hated her before the shooting happened. And, okay, conspiracy brain, what's the best way you get rid of someone from a set who you don't think is competent to be there? You set up a scenario where she does something that is so egregious that everybody has to agree she's out of her depth and needs to be removed. Something like a live round going off when it shouldn't go off.
I was like, she's not doing what she's supposed to do. Not on the gun side, it was on the prop side. And I'm like, bullshit. She's got 5 days when the guns go bang. What's she doing the rest of the time? And like,
job?
she wasn't helping Sarah, even run and grab stuff.
Okay, a lot of you are saying that you think he and Hannah were banging. Because of that sentence, I'm thinking he and Sarah were banging. He has nothing to do with the prop department overall. He does weapons and ammunition supply. And there's nothing to indicate that he provided the weapons that I've seen so far. Maybe he did, I don't know. But he's definitely supplied the ammo. So why does he give a shit if she's not doing her job with the other props? He should be saying, I hate Sarah for making her do other shit that took her mind off her primary job, which is weapons and armorer. So he wanted her fired because she wasn't helping Sarah run the other props department when she was the armorer. Interesting, as Seth likes to say.
Stuff. I'm like, Sarah was just overly nice. I'm like, dude, get rid of her. We'll find you another armor.
He's looking out for Sarah. He's looking out for Sarah. I must admit, I did not see this coming. OG Ghost. Her name, the sheriff, her name is Alex. Her name is Alex. We're not talking about Alec Baldwin. And her name is Alex. So yeah, Seth is taking care of Sarah. Honest to God, I did not see that coming. Poor Sarah. Your assistant isn't doing her job. She only has 5 days to worry about being an armorer, and she's not helping you with other things. She doesn't have anything to do. She's not pulling her weight here. You should just get rid of her. I'll find you someone else that can do the job, even though I recommended her originally. My dear sweet Sarah, what can we do to help you? Sarah's so nice. Hannah's an idiot bitch. Interesting. John D says that long scarf reminds me of Columbo too. Reminds me of Doctor Who, but that's how old I am. It reminds me of the Tom Baker Fourth Doctor. He is all up in Sarah. That's my theory now. He's all up in Sarah. He wanted to get rid of her. He wanted to get rid of Hannah so Sarah can do her job. To help Sarah, he wanted to get rid of Hannah. So that's how he does it. He sets Hannah up. Him and Sarah? Is it a conspiracy? Well, that's quite interesting. What does our poll say at this point? All right, let's end the poll. The poll says Hannah, 20% of you believe that Hannah put the rounds on the set. 4% believe Hannah's dad did it. There's 184 votes. 51% of you believe that Seth did it. And 25 believe someone else. I should have kept Sarah in that poll to see if she's the someone else you thought, or if you thought it was someone else. Well, let's do that. Let's run a new poll based on that information. A new poll based on that information. Who introduced the live rounds onto the set? Is it Hannah? Is it Seth? Is it Sarah? I can only do 4. I wish you could do 5 because I want to do Hannah, Seth, Sarah, somebody else, or Seth and Sarah together. Or we'll say, or someone else. All right, let's do that. New poll up based on the information we currently have available to us. Let's see where that poll goes.
So
is she mad that you were?
Well, what happened was when Sarah had the accidental discharge, which, by the way, she did not shoot herself in the foot. I called her this morning. I'm like, did you shoot yourself in the foot? She goes, no. She's like, I think I pulled the mag out, like I could feel it, you know.
What?
So what it was is that she was trying to take advantage of that.
I love Scotch says +1 for the doc. I'm a huge Doctor Who fan from the John Pertwee Third Doctor days because I'm older than the goddamn hills. But all right, I don't like him. I like him even less. So let's hear about this shooting in the foot thing a little
situation.
bit.
So
is she mad that you were?
Well, what happened was when Sarah had the accidental discharge, which, by the way,
I hate when I have an accidental discharge. I'm sorry. That's the first time that's ever happened. That's what everybody says with their accidental discharge. So Sarah had an accidental discharge.
The way she did not shoot herself in the foot. I called her this morning. I'm like, did you shoot yourself in the foot? She goes, no. She's like, I think I pulled the mag out, like I could feel it, you know. Okay.
He's looking
so
out
what
for
it was
Sarah.
is that she was trying to take advantage of that situation to like punch down on Sarah to say, oh, I don't even
Okay, it's red flag time. He is sticking up for Sarah way too hard here. Did Hannah accidentally discharge a weapon, or did Sarah accidentally discharge a weapon? Sarah accidentally discharged the weapon. Sarah fucked up more than Hannah when it comes to actual handling of firearms. And from what he's saying, I'm assuming that Hannah jumped Sarah's shit for blasting away accidentally. And he's saying that Hannah was punching down on Sarah. Sarah was allegedly Hannah's boss. How do you punch down on your superior? It's all coming together. Hannah, in my conspiratorial brain, not my legal brain or my rational brain, my conspiratorial brain, Seth and Hannah were knocking boots. Sarah fucks around with weapons that we've clearly established already she had no idea how to properly handle. She's dicking around, shoots herself near the foot, or shoots near her foot, accidental discharge. Hannah loses her shit at incompetent Sarah, her boss. Sarah pouts. Seth gets upset when his job is only literally to supply the arms, not be, not simping for Sarah. So Sarah gets upset. Seth simps for Hannah. I'm for Sarah. Seth is like, oh man, I don't want Hannah losing her shit all over the girl I'm banging on set. Get rid of her, fire her. Hannah's abusing Sarah. I know a way to get rid of Hannah. And not long thereafter, Alec Baldwin blasts a woman with a live round. Interesting, as Seth likes to say.
I think they're going to have you handle the guns anymore. Like they're not going to want to, you had an accidental discharge.
Mm-hmm.
And she wanted to tell the producer, it was just, she was making a mountain out of nothing.
Holy Jesus fucking Christ on a mountaintop. Hannah, the armorer responsible for the safety of firearms on the set, is making a mountain out of nothing. That nothing being someone who's not qualified to handle weapons, is fucking around with him and accidentally discharges a weapon on the set. That sounds like something you should be making a goddamn mountain out of it. And Seth didn't like it. Seth has a bee up his ass. I stepped on a bee. Seth stepped on a bee. He has this bee up his ass because Hannah is rightfully chastising the chick he's fucking. Oh, I'm liking this. I'm liking where this goes.
And
Do you know if Hannah loaded the gun when that accident happened?
no, it was Sarah.
Okay.
Okay. Cop is seriously redeeming herself here. Cop is bringing these last 12 minutes hard against. Okay. All right. Cop is redeeming herself. She's giving him the bone here. So did Hannah load the weapon that Sarah fucked around with? Did Hannah load the weapon that Sarah accidentally discharged? Did Sarah do that? And he has to admit, no, the untrained, incompetent, doesn't know anything prop master who I'm banging likely. Nope, she loaded it. And she loaded it and she fucking accidentally discharged it. But Hannah, whose job it is to prevent those things, is going apeshit for no reason, making a big mountain out of nothing. Cop's redeeming herself here.
She was loading it. And so basically I said, I'll tell you what I wrote her. And I was just tired of it because Sarah's like she's like a super gentle, she's like a Bambi. She's the Bambi of the, but she's also got a great work ethic.
He's fucking Sarah. No doubt in my mind. He's fucking Sarah. She's so sweet and gentle. She's a little Bambi. She's such a Bambi. She was fucking around with a firearm and accidentally discharged it. He's fucking Sarah.
And Hannah's just kind of like, rough and like, dude, just put it away.
That's my new theory. This is my new theory. I apologize to the camera crew for having them in my conspiracy brain. Seth and Hannah is in my conspiracy brain. Seth and Hannah are in my conspiracy brain now.
Attitude and the rest. And I'm like, you're not going to try to run over. I go, and I had to make it real clear, hey, Sarah's your boss.
Yeah, so how do you punch down on your boss?
Anyway, I mean, if I think of anything relevant, of course, I'm going to share it with you.
Okay.
Is it relevant that you're fucking
Sarah's
Sarah?
like her boss, but she's not really like employed.
Well, it's like having like a pussy boss, right? At the same time.
Are you saying Sarah is the pussy boss? Are you saying Sarah's got some boss pussy and you need to protect it? Cop, I like you now. I hated you and I hated what you had become. See, I'm giving the cop props now. For the last hour and 10 minutes, I hated her. I was wondering where the brilliant interrogator that interrogated ALEC and Hannah went. She's back. Okay. We're doing good here. All right.
Yeah, she's not. Yeah.
She's not her employer though, and neither are you guys.
Exactly.
She's just licensed under you.
Yes. Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. And this is how it is just not like something I invented. This is something that's just been that the ATF came up with, and they're like, yeah, this is how we like it.
And she's not really employed by a company either. They're the full-time employees of the production company. But once the production's done, then that's it. She's done. It's done. You're done. And then a lot of the film companies, they'll start up a company, do the project, and then kill the company, and then they'll start it up again.
Of course.
So as employees of all these different production companies, you never have the same employer. It's just like total gypsies. Yeah. This is October 16th. Sarah told me, or I misspelled it. I said, Sarah texted me she had an accidental discharge. Happens to everyone. Like, don't.
Okay. Oh, that's what I literally just said, joking. Oh, I'm sorry, I had an accidental discharge. I'm sorry, honey. It's the first time. Oh, don't worry, sweetie. It happens to everyone. I had an accidental discharge. Oh, don't worry. It happens to everybody. No, really. This is the first. It's never happened before. Oh, all joking aside, no fucking accidental discharge of firearms do not happen to everyone. Holy shit. That was funny. Holy shit. All right.
Start punch down there. Move on. Question on.
Again, you can't punch down on your boss.
It sure doesn't look good though. And I said, accidents and mistakes happen. Accidental discharges are accidents. Mistake is where the armor provides a gun and a full load of ammo, to be fired with a horse in the vicinity. Will you tell production about that? we learn to move on, and don't forget she's your boss. Don't push it. Like, you know, I'm just like, dude, I'm not gonna put it. And then she just comes back with like a full F-bomb lace, and I'm like, yeah, we're done.
What?
Yeah.
And you couldn't, I mean, Sarah has to be the one to say, like, you're done. You couldn't have.
Yeah, it's not really, I mean, I could have said she's
Yeah.
not to touch, you know, PDQ inventory, but the problem is that I was told she was doing a good job with the guns. Like the director and Sarah and everybody, she's like, no, she's really good with the guns. And I'm like, okay. And I'm like, whatever. I mean, it's Hollywood. Everybody's got their own style. I mean, I've got mine, and she's Hannah certainly has hers, but so, because I don't really jive with a lot of the filmsters anyway.
Right.
You know, a lot of them are just, and they hate the gun guy too, usually.
What?
So, because they're like, you know,
Let's put it in
some
an
kind of,
authoritative position.
I don't know what it is. Now it's like there's more fear than anything else on set.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to check the gun. I'm like, come on, let's go. All at once, please. Thank you. All right. Well, if I think of anything, I mean, once Troy sends me the picture.
Yeah, let me know when he gets
I think
back to you.
I think we're screwed if they're not Starline, we're screwed. You know?
And that's what I think. He didn't give him any boxes or that one box. And he doesn't know, well, unless he can determine what he used to make them.
He can't remember. I mean, it was
Okay, time out here. I need to make an observation. I have an observation to make. Sarah Zachary, the legendary Sarah. Hold on, bear with me 1 second. Bear with me. He's banging Sarah. He's banging Sarah. My mind is now officially made up. That was wild. Hello, I'm back. That was an odd flash. He's banging Sarah. I'm here. That was just weird. I got somehow bumped from StreamYard here. Yep. He's banging Sarah. That's my story now officially, and I am sticking to it. Anybody looking like that? Yeah, she is definitely smashable. He was all up in Sarah as far as I'm concerned. Yup. Wow. Okay, my computer is being haunted by the ghost of something because now my mic suddenly went really super hot. That's weird. Yeah. All righty. We got that out of the way. That's Sarah Zachary. You say that's not the right Sarah? Why would that not be the right Sarah? You don't think so? Why is the right Sarah hotter or not hotter than this Sarah Zachary? Let's see here. This is now a mission. This is now a mission. Let's see here. Huh. I don't know. That's the only one that I'm getting for a search for a Sarah Zachary prop master. Maybe wrong, but that's all I'm getting for Sarah Zachary. Let's here we go. Here's another picture. No, that's the picture of the victim. That's a picture of Hannah. That's a picture of ALEC. That's Alec's wife, Hilaria. Yeah, I'm not seeing. That's the only picture I'm getting for Sarah Zachary. Now, I looked at lots of other images. All righty. Well, you say that's not her. All righty. Now, all right. We'll give you the benefit of the doubt. That is literally the only picture that comes up. If you type in Sarah Zachary, you get a lot of pictures of the victim. Let me just check one more place, then we'll jump back into it and give up unless we see something else. The film, okay. All right. I'm not seeing any other pictures. So if someone wants to tweet me a picture of who you believe is the real Sarah Zachary, please do so on Twitter. Hit me up on Twitter, The Legal Vices, because that's all I'm coming up with. All righty. Anyway, doesn't change. I don't care what she looks like. I think Seth is banging her. So whatevs. You can't 100% trust anybody's memory. Oh, all right. I'm being a fucking boomer over here, aren't I? God damn me. Hang on. I'm being an idiot boomer. I was watching the interview on my other screen. So let's bring it all up for y'all. How does that sound? This is why I don't like going down rabbit holes, because I fuck up. All right. Where are we at here? Seth Kenny police interview. All right. Here we are. Welcome back, everyone.
Oh yeah, I got it, but I can't think of anything right now.
Okay. What would you do?
That definitely came from a previous show. Didn't come from Billy Ray, because Billy Ray sent out 3840 and 4440 dummy rounds.
What does this box look like this?
And yeah, you know what? And look at the age. This thing's been beat to crap.
Yeah.
And it's had a bunch of stuff in and out of it. That's very telling as well. This box has been around. Yeah, and Billy Ray's were brand new. And the one I sent out looked fresh. But it could have happened between the point I sent it, if this is the kind of crap she was doing.
That's a little weird and tear on styrofoam here.
Yeah, it is. It really is.
Only a couple weeks, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, that's you hitting it against the cart right there and stuff like that. And the edges are all beat to crap. That one too. The box that I sent out, that's the one. I'm like, oh, you know, has the gaffer tape across it, and then my handwriting in blue Sharpie, at least on one of the sides. I don't know, so maybe, and I might have even flipped it around and wrote on the back side of the box too.
Yeah, I think the big thing though is the fact that obviously
And that's the
those
tell.
aren't common to.
I mean, it should have, that's another, look at the rest of the box. The rest of the box are dummy rounds, and you put something that's obvious that really, you know, and she might sit there.
Starline brass.
Yeah, and she might have said, oh, I was under a lot of pressure and all this other crap when she wasn't. She wasn't doing, I mean, there's that letter in her file about that.
In the statement she made?
No, about the fact that she wasn't doing her props work.
Oh.
She was hired as an assistant prop master, and she just wasn't doing it. So anyway, all right. So now I just want to sit down with a drink and see if I can figure out
her statement of the fact that she was hired to do, you know, dual roles isn't really holding any weight.
No, she was overworked.
She wasn't helping Sarah.
She wasn't at all. I mean, I could, you know, there's going to be stuff in my text message streams and things like that about Sarah starting the issue of it early on, being a problem early on.
Yeah. Well, hopefully Sarah will come in this week.
She said I talked to her this morning, and she said she's calling her attorney to say she wants to come in and talk.
Oh my God.
I'm like, dude, I told him.
Now he's arranging the interviews?
Why are you being an attorney? This is just you're wasting your money, you know?
Oh, fuck off, dude. Holy Christ. Holy shit. Now he's arranging her interview. Now he's deciding when she's coming in. Oh, I was talking with her and she's talking to her. I'll arrange the interview. Jesus, dude, this is not about you, man. And then what did he say? She was getting an attorney, and he's telling her that she doesn't need an attorney? I got nothing for that, man. This guy is a fucking fruitcake.
Yeah. Well, hopefully Sarah will come in this week.
She said I talked to her this morning, and she said she's calling her attorney to say she wants to come in and talk. I'm like, dude, I told him, why are you being an attorney? This is just you're wasting your money, you know?
No, you're
doesn't
not.
make any sense at all.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, and that's because she was gonna come in on Friday and speak with me, and then her attorney called me.
Good for her attorney.
So
she might have a good lawyer.
We'll see when she.
Where did they put their social media? Where did they put it? It's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else for me? I didn't cry, so I didn't need that.
Oh, shut up.
I looked at that. I walked in. Okay, depressing.
Well, there's unfortunately many people who have during this whole thing, so might as well just keep it in here.
I'm not saying I haven't had nothing but dry eyes, but so.
All right.
Well, that's the end of that shit show. And again, this all of these interrogation videos are coming from Crime Circus. Guy has some great police interrogations on the site. Those are the ones we're using for this. We don't have to use Law and Cuck. We don't have to use any other sources. I'm using the Crime Circus things because they're frankly the most organized and the best ones out there. But this totally changed everything for me. I mean, again, I'm still saying that Alec Baldwin needs to be charged, and in my opinion, based on what I know now, at least charged and convicted of involuntary manslaughter. Hannah needs to go down for just being incompetent and, and just being occupationally negligent. Sarah, Sarah has the longest interview, and I guess we're going to do her next. I'm thinking Sarah and Seth were in love. Seth didn't like Hannah getting all up in her shit for the accidental discharge and was protective of Sarah and and because Sarah didn't want to fire Hannah, maybe old Seth decided to help Sarah out a little bit by doing something to get Hannah fired. Well, let's see what the results of the poll were. The results of the poll were 17% of the second poll. 17% think Hannah did it. 45% think Seth did it. 19% think Sarah did it. And 18% said someone else did it. So of these four choices, you all think Hannah is the least likely to have introduced the live rounds onto set. Seth is the number one suspect by almost a 3-1 margin, a little over 2-1 for Sarah. So it's Seth, Sarah, someone else, and then Hannah. Well, that's interesting. Huh. All right. Wow. How did we end up at 3.5 hours on this damn thing? I talk too much. That's the simple answer to that question. I talk too much. We will do Sarah's questioning over the space of 2 days because how long is her interrogation? Her interrogation is like way long. Her interrogation is 2 hours and 25 minutes. So we'll do that over 2 days. We'll do 1 hour and 12 minutes each day. And then we'll wrap it up with Assistant Director Dave Halls. Now, Sarah is the one I want to hear from most here. And she's got a lawyer, so we'll have to see what the lawyer does. But what seemed to be a pretty slam dunk thing has now been, at least in my mind, really, really, really upended by this absolutely bizarre interview with Seth, who has now apparently taken on the role of lead investigator, power broker, police wannabe, Hannah hater, Sarah protector. Carrie K says Sarah's interview is awesome. What Artie Noobs says Halls is definitely negligent in his interview. Again, I haven't watched them, and I'm sure most people in the chat haven't. So no spoilers on what they do. I want to be surprised as we go along. So we'll start Sarah's interview tomorrow, and we'll probably finish it up on Tuesday. Huh. So again, no spoilers, please, for the for the Sarah interview. No spoilers, please, for the David Hall interview. Let's all let it unfold. This upended for me. I'm quite frankly just mystified by this interview with Seth. He started out being an absolutely awesome, responsible, intelligent, rational witness, and then ended up way off the map. He went seriously rogue. And the investigator, the sheriff's department lady, Alex, again, she was so good with Alec. She was so good with Hannah. And then she was absolute shit with Seth until she wasn't. She really kind of wrapped things up in the last 12 minutes. Huh. Well, all right. I've got a whole bunch of more things to process before tomorrow about what exactly went on there. And we'll have to see how much Okay, what I'm going to be looking for when we watch Sarah's interview. Does Sarah throw Hannah under the bus? Does Sarah come out of the gate with a grudge against Hannah? Does Sarah contradict Seth? And does Sarah push any of the blame onto Seth? Those are the basic things I'm going to be looking for. Elijah Trekker, thank you so much for the donation. So you'd like to know how many live rounds were loaded? One live round was loaded in that weapon. And how that occurred was before they broke for lunch on the day of the shooting, they put in 5 rounds into the chamber that holds 6 rounds. There was 4 rounds that were obviously dummy rounds because the primer had already been used. The primer already had a dent in it. The 5th round had a hole in it, which is also very, very indicative of a dummy round. The last round she tried to put in, but it wouldn't go into the cylinder because there was some dirt or some other blockage. And so she went to lunch, left the ammunition chilling on the cart, as she said. She came back from lunch, and the one she left it on the cart and took a new one out of the box and put it into the cylinder. That one that she put into the cylinder, the 6th bullet she put into the cylinder, was the live one. So there we go. Tomorrow, it's Friday. I want to wrap up the interrogation, the half of Sarah's interrogation video as quickly as possible because I want to go out and have a Friday night. So I will be starting probably the same time and just going for 2 hours. I may try to start at 7 a.m. Eastern time, which would be noon London, 8 p.m. Korea, and 9 p.m. Canberra time. I'm going to try to shoot for 8 o'clock. It may be 9 o'clock, which was the same time we started today. 9 o'clock Korea time would be 8 a.m. Eastern time, U.S., 1 p.m. London time, and 10 p.m. Australia. So one of those 2 times is when I'll start. It depends how much I can bust my ass doing my real job and see how fast I can get out of there. And in case you're wondering why I'm not wearing my hat and I'm wearing my full can earphones, somehow yesterday taking my earphones out, I cut the inside of this ear and it rubs right where my earphone sits. And I put my in-ear earphones in, and it felt like someone was stabbing the side of my head. So I'll be wearing these until the inside of my ear heals. Wow. Honest to God, that was just wild. That was crazy. That was insane. That was literally one of the most ridiculous police interviews I've ever witnessed in my entire life. And I just got to leave it there because I got nowhere to go with it. To those of you that are here on your way out, if you haven't already done so, please hit that like button. We have 503 likes. 403 of you are here, and I bet only a fraction of you have done that. So if you enjoyed what you saw, the part you saw, please hit that like button on your way out. I would deeply appreciate it. And our subscriptions have been all over the goddamn map during this show. We've lost a ton, we've gained a ton, and I think we broke even exactly. So if you haven't subscribed, please hit that subscription button and hit the notification so you get the notification of when I'll be on to do the next part, the beginning of the 2-part Sarah interview. Thank you all for being here. Thanks to all my mods who pulled in super extra, mega extra duty tonight. That is deeply appreciated. You guys do way, way, way beyond what you should to keep me in check. All of you that joined the stream, thank you. Those of you that came late and stuck around, love you all. Please come back again tomorrow. Those of you that stayed for the entire 3 hours and 35 minutes, I question your insanity. All righty. Alphabetized. Wow. Oh man, I just got here. Well, there's 3.5 hours of video you can go back and watch or listen to. Again, thank you all for being here. See y'all same time tomorrow. Look for me on Twitter at The Legal Vices, where I update and announce all of my streams. If you subscribe and hit the notification button, you'll get the notification for the times on YouTube. And that'll bring us all here together. Take care. Enjoy your morning, your afternoon, your evening, your night, wherever you are. And until next time, what do I always say? Don't forget to enjoy your legal vices. Bye now.